of certain things. I was reading about this guy, and he goes, "Oh, do I kind of come off as a mini version of this guy? Because there's something kind of weird about collecting and hoarding, and I don't know exactly what it is, but it's far weirder." I was reading this article in the Post, and they were talking to a Long Island man, and I didn't realize we had this guy in our state. Another win for New York, by the way. Apparently, the guy who has the world's largest serial killer memorabilia collection is on Long Island, which now has got to be a huge time for him because, you know, Rex Heuermann, the Gilgo Beach killer, is, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the sort of latest serial killer du jour. Certainly the next one primed for a doc series. I think they caught him, like late last year or something like that, it feels like. Is that right?
No.
Was it longer ago than that?
2023, yeah.
Man, these days go by. It's the bigger love of the family. Yeah, he's got all this amazing stuff. Because I used to have to think about this before I was married. You know, when I was out there on
serial killing
before, because you can't get married and keep just killing people. No, before I was married, and you're dating, you know, and I'm just, you know, just a man about town, just everywhere I go, you know, finding it was amazing. But you always have to wonder, when are you going to explain to the girl, yeah, there's a big wrestling collection here going on. Like, yeah, I got figures, I got posters, I got T-shirts. I mean, what do you?
Why don't we go to your place this time?
Yeah, or I mean, your place is also very comfortable. Your place is also great. You know, I mean, and I think that's the case with any collection. If you got a big baseball memorabilia collection, it doesn't have quite the social stigma that a pro wrestling collection does, which I think is unfair.
Not even close.
Not even close.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's unfair.
I mean, one is seen as like an investment.
Well, yeah, but baseball's good too. You know,
another is just like the toy aisle at Toys R Us.
And being obsessed with men in tights.
That's another good
Okay,
point.
yeah, because baseball players wear pants that are so loose. They're so baggy. We're not watching baseball in the 1920s.
Wear regular pants.
No, they're the tightest pants you'll see.
No, football players have tighter pants.
Football players do have tighter pants.
Olympic sprinters, incredibly tight pants.
Very tight pants, Olympic
Your
sprinters.
argument's falling apart real quick.
Baseball players wear tight pants. If I was walking in here with a properly fitting baseball uniform pant, you'd go, man, Sam, you got tight pants on today.
No, they're loose fitting, unless they're cotton. Then they might rip.
What are you talking about? The baseball players wear tight pants.
No, they don't.
They don't wear regular pants.
They're not restrictive. They have to run super fast.
But they got elasticity in them. They move with you. If anything, you don't want the excess fabric around. Again, we're not talking about...
Last year's baseball pants were the best because they were see-through.
Okay, see? Guess what? You know why they're see-through? Because they're so tight.
No, that's because Nike made a bad decision with Fanatics.
No, I remember there was controversy around the uniforms last year.
Once they got sweaty.
And the players were like, yeah, this isn't going to work. We get real sweaty because these pants are tight. These are tight pants.
Look, you can see right through.
That's what I'm saying, because the pants are not loose.
Yeah, but wrestling, they're like in a bikini.
Yeah,
only some of them, by the
Troy's
way.
got you there.
That's not true. John Cena wrestles in way baggier pants than these. John Cena's jorts are baggier than those, and he's the top dude. Roman Reigns wrestles in fatigues. Cargo pants. There's a whole... You know, you are married to your stereotypes, but there's a whole landscape of different type of pants you can wrestle in.
If you took an average of all the wrestlers and who was wearing a bikini and who's wearing other things.
Well, it's not bikini. By the way, you're completely... It wouldn't be a bikini, because the thing about a bikini brief, you have to remember, and is that they're cut very high. The bikini brief is cut very high, so you can almost see sort of the part of the glute. You know what I mean? Like it slides up on the glute, and you can really see all that thigh. So it's generally, you have more, it doesn't run up as high as a bikini brief.
It's pretty high, and you can see the outline of the genitals.
Yeah, they're in bikinis.
No, the bikini brief runs way too high. I think you guys are a little confused, but that's okay. You might be thinking of the undertight. The undertight runs a little higher. But all that said, I mean, I think that's something that when you meet somebody new, you have to figure out if you're a super fan of anything. If you have a bunch of comic book memorabilia and a giant comic book collection, you have to go, this is my thing. And generally it works out okay. If you're with the right person and the timing's right, you can't just level that on to somebody on day one. But after they're kind of already looped in and it'd be too much trouble to end it, that's when you go, by the way, this is my thing. This is what makes me happy. And they go, oh, okay, I guess I'll deal with it. And that's usually how it goes, even with wrestling stuff. But I don't know. If I was a serial killer collector, I feel like it'd be a little bit more difficult. I was just, how do you find a normie, even if it's just a neighbor, right? Not even somebody you're dating. Just like, I want to have a barbecue at the house. And they're like, can we go inside? No. We're going to stay in the backyard. We're going to stay in the backyard. Like, how do you explain to somebody, no, I'm not a serial killer. I just like all the stuff from serial killers. And I mean, like, the way this guy was talking, he likes specifically memorabilia that's attached to the murder scene. Like, apparently, from what I read, like the real hot collectible that he would really love to have, he wants the pizza box that Rex Heuermann's DNA was on that led the cops to hunt him down, which is fucking weird.
That's cool.
You think that's cool?
I mean, if I'm the serial killer collector,
Okay.
that's cool.
So you're saying, like, right, like if you had a pizza box from Cal Ripken's last game, he had a slice right before he went out there.
That would be cool.
Okay, so you're saying, you're like, I'm not justifying it. I'm not saying, but
Yeah,
if
but
you're
I mean-
just saying I'm a memorabilia collector, the same way if I was like
Like that
hey,
pizza box.
here's Stone Cold's beer can. He
Is
drank-
it significant? Because the pizza box is significant. That's how they got the DNA. That's how they got him.
So you're saying that, like, okay, let's say Stone Cold stuns Vince,
Yeah.
chugs a beer, throws it out into the crowd. If I catch that beer can,
That's a good. That's a good
good
can.
piece.
Yeah.
That's a good piece, and you're equating that to the Rex Heuermann pizza box.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah. Because
And
like,
and the same way
that was the break in the case. I
that's
remember
right.
that.
That's right. And the same way that I could say, well, there are victims attached to this this serial killer that you're not
Vince
thinking.
was a victim?
Right. You're thinking of, which is a weird thing to say. You're thinking of
In that specific
right. You're thinking of whoever got stunned. We're not thinking of them when we catch the beer can.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I like that you're intellectualizing this, because that's an important thing when you're talking about serial killer memorabilia collectors, that you intellectualize what's going on. You can't go emotional on this, because otherwise you get real weirded out. But I was looking at some of this guy's pieces, and even for me, who I will read about serial killers, I will watch a documentary about serial killers, I'll do all this stuff. But even for me, looking at some of the stuff this guy had, I was like, yeah. Also,
bins and bins.
That's what got me. It wasn't the actual stuff, like
Okay.
the Manson hair locks, whatever.
he has hair locks from
Oh, yeah.
not Marilyn.
No, Chuck.
Oh boy, oh boy, that's the worst Manson. Not by that much, but worse.
I mean, very good at what he did.
Chuck?
Yeah.
Well, the CIA helped, I read.
That's true. If you got Big Brother helping you,
Yeah.
kind of pushing you along. But
Oh, there he is with the Manson hair.
the
it's-
bins.
It's in a sleeve. It's in like one of those like binder sleaves where you would put
science project.
Right, exactly right. And it says Manson hair. By the way, I hope that he didn't write that, because if so, he's decided to adopt serial killer handwriting. It looks like it's all in caps, and it looks like he wrote it holding the pen with his fist. You know, like Manson hair. And then there are locks of Charles Manson's hair. But Mike, you're saying what creeped you out is that he has everything stored in Tupperwares.
The bins just reminded me. Remember when they were like telling you what Rex Heuermann's little torture basement was like?
Yes, I do.
The bins felt very Heuermann,
Right, like you would keep body parts, and
like your
bones,
implements of torture,
Right.
or whatever.
or memorabilia from the people that you.
Like a
Yes.
T-shirt or something like that.
Yes.
And he also said he wanted the Heuermann car,
The car
the SUV.
where he
It's weird.
did he kill people in the SUV?
So I guess.
It's where he probably picked him up.
Yeah, I guess this will all, eventually when they actually present the case and tell us how it all really went down.
You mean because you're an innocent until proven guilty guy?
Of course.
Yeah,
Well, this is
okay.
America.
Yeah, you're right.
I guess they'll explain it, but yeah, he was picking these women up in this SUV, and if his basement at home was the torture chamber where he was doing all of this, and the bodies were found out by the beach,
How did the bot?
he wasn't carrying them.
No. So he put the bodies in the SUV, and that's what this guy's thinking. I'd love to have that SUV.
That's weird.
What this guy would like to have at his home is the vehicle that was used during the worst moment of these people's and their families' lives.
This is the car from the murder. Yeah, that's real creepy.
That's a different level of sickness.
You think he'd lay down in the trunk?
He would do all sorts of weird shit.
He really would.
He would smell it.
I mean, look at this. Brandon Steiner would love this guy. He's got a bag of dirt from Lizzie Borden's house. Some people, and he would probably tell you, and maybe it is. Some people, a lot of people, because they sold a bunch of it, have the framed photo of the old Yankee Stadium.
Oh, yeah.
And they have the dirt from the original Yankee Stadium. They love this. They're baseball collectors. They have a little blue chair from Yankee Stadium, and they have a little cup of dirt from Yankee Stadium. He has some dirt from Lizzie Borden's house. Lizzie Borden, of course, murdered her parents. I mean, what year was Lizzie Borden murdering her parents?
1892.
Right. Turn of the century, last century.
How do you even confirm that that's actually dirt from 130-something years ago?
You might. There's got to be.
I don't see a PSA certification.
I don't know if PSA fucks with this. They say it's too creepy.
Well, is the house still there? Is it like a historical, one of those National Register, whatever the fuck they do?
I don't know. They tore down Dahmer's. You think that it wouldn't be interesting if they're like, we're going to tear down Dahmer's apartment, but we're going to leave up Lizzie Borden's house as like a.
But even if they did, let's say Lizzie Borden's house is there. The dirt that's in front of that is not the dirt that was there.
No.
Like it's
no, seasons have gone by.
It's so stupid.
Yeah. I mean, there's got to be a network. Like the same way serious collectors of anything have their own little networks where there are people who don't like to be public. I can trust it because it's from this guy.
Yeah.
There have to be dark web networks
Wasn't there that guy
of serial killer memorabilia collectors.
in D.C. or something? Didn't you guys, or maybe it was...
Oh, yeah, back in the day, who had the almost like a little museum in his house? Yeah. He was very public with all the stuff that he had too.
But sure, there's tons of private collectors.
Yeah, but they're all the serious ones. All know who has what and what's legit. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure I'm sure he feels very, very confident in this because otherwise he'd look like a fool showing the newspaper his Lizzie Borden dirt.
Well, it also helps because he happens to be the GOAT at his own craft. I don't know if you know.
He's a serial killer?
No.
Shout out to him. Oh.
No. He is the great Throw-Dini.
Throat-Dini?
Throw.
Nice. Oh, whoa.
Dini.
I thought he was just saying his throat work is better.
He is the world's fastest and most accurate knife thrower.
I don't want don't worry. Collecting serial killer shit is not the only thing that I do. I'm also great with knives.
He's super great with knives. He holds 25 world records and the Guinness World Record for most knives thrown around a human target in 1 minute.
What type of human is like this serial killer collector is going to throw, and he's going for speed, not accuracy right now.
He goes for both.
Sure, but the world record is not. Would he still get the world record if he hit the person a couple times?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay. I don't know how the record works.
He feels like a character that Chris Moltisanti would write into a movie.
Yes, he does.
Like, he's just like a very obvious serial killer suspect.
Yeah. Yeah, I would be watching him. I think people are definitely watching him.
Yeah, anytime a child goes missing in Suffolk County.
They're like, oh, I know you like the memorabilia. We just want to know if you heard anything about this.
I knew it. This guy was on Jokers. He threw knives at Murr.
You recognized him?
Yeah, I recognized him. Yep, look, that's him.
Do you think, and I'm sure that Murr did not know he also happens to be a prolific collector of serial killer memorabilia.
Nope, definitely not. No, because he's in like Coney Island. He's like, this is a guy.
He's just a fun guy. Oh, good.
He's a fun guy who
he also hangs out at theme parks. Great. Sounds awesome. I got to make sure I head to Coney Island.
A letter written by Jeffrey Dahmer.
Oh. Well, not written, it's typed.
Which feels like, who gives a fuck?
I'll retype that shit.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, sure, they're still his words, but I mean, what? Because he clicked print? He collected it from the printer? Whose yearbook is that?
Lee Harvey Oswald's.
That's not exactly a serial killer.
And it's just a photo of him in a yearbook.
Plus, he was a patsy.
Yeah, he didn't even do anything.
No. He's got cool.
David Berkowitz drawing.
A David Berkowitz And is that a letter to him? Is his name Pete?
No, his name is the Great Throatini.
Throat Dini. The Great Throat Dini. Who's got the best throat work in all of Coney Island.
Well, they call him the Throat Goat.
The Throat Goat. Yeah, let's go to Don on Long Island. By the way, if you're a collector who's had to explain to a significant other your collection or have serial killer information, 866-969-1969. What's up, Don?
Yeah, just to let you know, a couple of weeks ago I heard on the news that not only is Lizzie Borden's house still standing in Fall River, Massachusetts, but they're actually going to turn it into a bed and breakfast, believe it or not.
Oh, my God.
That's true.
For all these creeps.
Yep.
A bed and breakfast and museum.
Listen. I might want to do it. Thank you, Don. I go all these creeps. Official.
You would stay there.
I think I would. I was so bummed when I found out that the Ed and Lorraine Warnos house, because Ed and Lorraine Warnos are the ghost hunters that they based all the movies on. You know, one of those.
Oh, they're not the parents of Eileen Warnos?
No. That's a different Warnos.
Conjuring?
But yeah, the Conjuring movies. Yeah, Ed and Lorraine. I think their name was Warnos. They were the way they found the real Annabelle doll. They found Warren. Why did I say Warnos? Maybe Warren, Warnos. I'm thinking of serial killers. It's all together. Warren. Ed and Lorraine Warren. But they used to. Ed died a while back, and Lorraine and her son-in-law used to open up the house on like Halloween or certain days, like very, very limited. And they charge a whole bunch of money, and you get to come up to the house, and they tell you some kind of scary story. And then you get to go into the room that they actually have. They show it in the movie, but they actually have the room, and there are pictures of the room where you get to go in and see all the haunted stuff that they've collected. The actual Annabelle doll, which, I mean,
that's pretty cool.
It's really cool. It's not nearly as scary, the Annabelle doll. It's just a Raggedy Ann doll.
I just mean the whole experience.
But yeah. And then she got really old, so they stopped doing it before I got the chance to do it.
Especially because it was her.
That's the point. Like, I really don't want to see her son-in-law give me the tour, because that feels like, you know.
So she used to tell me all the time.
Right. You didn't hunt any ghosts, dude.
But look, you can book Lizzie's actual bedroom.
The Lizzie and Emma suite. Are Lizzie and Emma the sisters?
Yeah.
The 2-room suite on the second floor that includes Lizzie and Emma Borden's room. While Lizzie and Emma resided in the house, these were the rooms they stayed in. All right, get to the good part. Emma's room has a full-size bed, and Lizzie's has a queen-size bed. This suite shares. Do they not mention?
Go ahead, keep reading.
This suite can accommodate up to 4 guests.
No.
Oh, sorry. This suite shares a bathroom with the John V. Morse room. Oh, the room where Abby Borden was murdered. Okay, so do you want to go into the Lizzie room and sleep where Lizzie slept?
No, you want the John V. Morse?
Or do you want the parents' room?
Yeah.
Right, so the John V. Morse suite, this is the room where Abby Borden was found murdered the morning of August 4th, 1892, on the second floor. It was the room that Lizzie and Emma Borden's uncle had slept in the night before. Abby Borden was making up the bedroom after John Morse's unexpected overnight stay when she was brutally murdered.
Yeah.
This room has a full-size bed. Yeah. It really is funny that if you just give it 100 years, you can absolutely commercialize all this stuff. Like now, if that happened, it's this big tragedy. Let's have sympathy for the victims and everything. Give it 100 years. This is no different than the inflatable Titanic slide that they were putting at like school carnivals.
This is the 9/11 bed and breakfast.
Yeah. I mean, we are. Listen, 2001, 2025. We're getting next year. It'll be the 25th anniversary of 9/11.
Yeah.
So
right?
we're almost at the point where we're gonna have the Twin Towers, probably Twilight of Terror ride.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, if we're doing the Titanic slide, did you ever see that Titanic slide, Danielle?
No, I haven't.
Oh, yeah, I saw
I'm
you.
so intrigued. What?
I saw you pop for it just a minute ago, and I was like, yeah. It's like this inflatable slide. It's the two. Oh, yeah, you love the Titanic.
Yes.
It's the two halves of the boat, but it's inflatable, and like the children get to slide down the deck of each boat. They have a great time with it.
Where is this
It's
anywhere?
anywhere. It's a traveling carnival attraction.
Wow.
Yeah. You can see it anywhere you go.
Yeah, I'd
See?
be into that.
Look at that. You do that.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be thinking of like, remember the horrified people that were on this unsinkable boat that were like falling to their death
Nah.
You wouldn't. Nah.
I'd be like, oh, this is the best scene in the movie.
Oh yeah, you remember? Remember when those guys were like falling off the boat and they'd hit the steam
Yes.
tower on
Ooh,
their
and they
way
just,
down?
oh, and they just fly off.
You like that part?
I love that part.
Yeah.
This is it, Rose. This is it.
Would you be screaming that on your way down? I'll never let go. Whee! Kevin in Nashville. What's up, Kevin? If I was Kevin,
Hey,
I'd
guys,
want to be
how's
in
it going?
Nashville too. Kevin Nashville.
So, my father was a corrections officer in New York State for a couple of decades, and he and Dave Berkowitz actually started. Berkowitz started his sentence, and my dad started working the same month and year together. So when my father retired, he showed me a little something he had, and pulled out a box, and inside were a number of items from the Son of Sam, Dave Berkowitz, from that my father had swiped.
Whoa.
Such as like his original driver's license from New York,
Whoa.
his original inmate card, a bunch of documents that are in a safety deposit box in New York. And yeah, I don't know if they'll ever be worth anything, but
I mean, they're probably worth something right now.
Something applies.
Yeah, I bet.
Most likely.
Yeah, you gotta get in touch with this weirdo in Long Island. He'll probably give you top dollar, unless he's too busy, being the throat goat or whatever Travis said he was. Oh, well, I heard, Kevin, that David Berkowitz, who was the Son of Sam killer, was apparently like a model inmate. Was like really a nice man in prison.
Really?
Yeah.
So according to my dad, he was actually. They, like I said, they're on a first name basis. And my dad will tell you he was not crazy.
Right.
He was a very intelligent man that was manipulative. But the dogs talking and everything like that he said none of that's real.
I always thought. Thank you, Kevin. That's great insight.
Yeah, of course.
I always thought that was horse shit. The dogs talking to him and commanding like that. It's good for a book or a movie or something like that. But that, I mean, absolutely feels like the type of person that goes like, I got to plead insanity.
I know the guy who took over his mail route.
You do?
Yeah.
Who took over David Berkowitz's mail route?
Yeah. He has his bag and everything.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. Did he enjoy his job? I mean,
Who?
the guy who took over.
I mean, kind of. He really wanted to be transferred to Hawaii.
I didn't realize the post office does that. That's a really amazing story. And you know him.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
He was here in New York?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Upper West Side.
That's where he delivered mail?
No, that's where the guy that I know lives.
Oh, that's where he lives.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Is this Super Agent Tony Burton?
Sam, I really hate that I actually have a story to contribute to this, but I thought I should call in.
By the way, I'm not remotely surprised that you have a story to contribute to this.
It is. It's not one of the highlights of my career, but when I first started at NBC News, I was in the booking department, and the executive producer wanted to get the John Wayne Gacy on as a jailhouse interview. So I was tapped with the great task of trying to reach out to Mr. Gacy. I sent a letter. I know, it gets worse. I sent a letter to the correctional facility, and he actually, weeks went by. I don't know how this works, and I got a typed written response from John Wayne Gacy. It was like 2 pages saying how we'd love to do the interview. Unfortunately, the letter arrived on the day that he was killed by lethal injection.
Oh, just a minute too late. Oh man. Do you still have the letter?
I had it for a while, but I lost track of it, thankfully. I mean, it's not the kind of thing I really was proud of having. And I mean, even when I got it, I was like, I can't believe this is John Wayne Gacy. He actually handled this letter and he typed it. And so I guess that's the thing in jail at the time. They only had typewriters and then he signed it at the bottom. But I had, a John Wayne Gacy letter.
Wow. And you were a young man at the time. I mean, think about it. If he had met you under different circumstances, he would have certainly showed you his magic tricks.
I could have been number 34 that he killed. Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
And I hate clowns.
I don't even like clowns. This sucks.
I don't even like clowns. No, it was honestly, when I was asked it, they said, can you reach out and see if you, I didn't think it would ever respond, but it was such a gross assignment, but I did it.
Wow. Well, I mean, yeah, you're young.
Yeah.
You got to make a name for yourself, and then Who knows? All of a sudden,
Yeah.
and now you can also tell people, listen, I know he's got a bad rep, but like he's actually John Wayne Gacy's a pretty polite guy, really well written.
Oh, by the way, you're actually not off base. I mean, the letter could not have been nicer. I'm like, this doesn't seem like a serial killer. This is not a serial killer.
Yeah, I think they got the wrong guy.
He seems lovely. Yeah. So it was, yeah. So I no longer have that. So yeah, that was early in my career. But you serve at the pleasure of your boss. He asked me to see if I could book him, and I would have booked him had he not been killed.
Yeah, that's too bad. You almost had him. That's your story of the one that got away is John Wayne Gacy. Oh, thank you.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, thank you, Tony.
All right, see you guys. Take care. Have a good day.
You're the best. Let's go to Joe in Tampa. What's up, Joe?
Hey, so when I was in the Navy, I was on a submarine out of Seattle area from 06 to 2010, and one of the enlisted guys was a very quiet guy, and it just seemed. And I made the joke one time. I'm like, boy, I bet you he could be a serial killer. And everyone turned around and looked at me, and they're like, "No one's told you?" I'm like, nope. And they go, "Well, he's actually Dennis Rader's son, the BTK killer."
Oh, that would be the
and
worst.
I'm like, you guys are fucking with me, right? There's no way that's true. And his name tag is Raider, and apparently he never liked to talk about it. He never liked to bring it up. When he would get really pissed about something, he would make a comment about it. But for the most part, he was very quiet, wait. Himself.
Wait, so when he'd get upset, he'd go, "Do you know who my father is?"
No, wait. One time I know he got really pissed off about having to stand watch late or something like that, and he goes, "God, I got to deal with my dad being who he is, and now I got to deal with this shit." And it was just hilarious.
That's so great. I wish I had that. When McClure was like, "Hey, can you pre-tape this live read?" I go, "Oh, are you kidding me? First, my dad's BTK. Now I got to pre-tape this live read. I mean, come on."
It was
That's a great.
And recently, there's that show Mind Hunters where they interview serial killers, and I think one of the main storylines is BTK killer, his beginnings.
Yeah.
And I was watching it, and he has a young family, and he has a young baby or something. And I looked at my wife, and she looked at me and was like, "That's him right there. That has to be him."
Oh, yeah, as a
kid
baby.
that would grow up to serve with me.
Wow. Yeah, I would use that excuse all the time. My wife would be like, "Sam, I asked you to take out the trash." And I go, "Jess, my dad is BTK and you want me to take out the trash? Like, come on." Oh, thank you, Joe.
Yeah.
That's wild. That's a wild thing.
You would be the most popular guy in the unit.
If your dad was BTK?
In the military? Oh, my God. They would love that.
Yeah, because military guys love stories.
Everybody would be so excited.
Would you ask a lot of questions?
Especially the Marine Corps, I would imagine the Navy, because you're out at sea, there's a lot of downtime. Like the Marine Corps, you're just sitting around outside for hours and hours sometimes.
Yeah.
Throwing rocks at shit.
And you're going like, even with his mustache, you didn't think that's like a serial killer mustache?
I mean, he would just be peppered with questions.
Yes.
By the way, I believe this guy. During his father's 2005 arrest, Brian was reportedly stationed at a sub base in Connecticut.
Wow.
From 2004 to 2009, he served on Navy submarines.
Hey, Brian, you're gonna need to go home. There's something going on with your family. Oh, is everybody okay? Does anybody have like cancer or something? No. Everybody's healthy. Your mom's good. Sister's fine. Your dad's BTK. What? Yeah, BTK.
It's just a little thing. Just go home.
Yeah, everybody's healthy. Well, not everybody. Your dad's BTK. Sam in Iowa City.
Dan in Iowa City, but sure.
Okay.
Sam and Brian Muffin.
Okay.
Hey, Super Agent Tony Burnett is a former booker. That's who you have trying to get your contract in line?
First of all, his name's Burton. And second of all, if it's weird that I'm using a former booker as an agent, wouldn't it be more weird that Sirius is using an intern as a host?
That's fair, but if you're going to let former bookers be your agents, I think you should go back to Roland.
I don't think you know the chain of commands, Dan. By the way, I should hire Roland as an agent. Good news. We got breakfast. Scott in Worcester.
Yeah, I have a friend that was a mailman at the same time as Berkowitz, and he actually has his mailbag.
Scott.
Quite a valuable.
Scott. Travis beat you to it.
Did this already?
Come on, Jim's
Yeah.
not here anymore. This is my whole routine.
I did it already.
Travis did it. Travis beat you to it.
I didn't
man.
hear it. I didn't hear it.
I know. It's
Scott, I guess we just know the same guy.
yeah. It was the same mailbag, you say?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you, Scott. Scott's so bummed. It was this whole bit. Everybody used to laugh. Libby in Oregon.
Oh boy.
Hi.
Whoa, Libby, hard night of drinking last night.
Jeez.
No, it's just early here in Oregon. I'm sorry, but you were on speaker. I was just getting online.
Okay.
Couldn't figure out my password.
That's tough.
Anywho,
It's tough.
you guys were talking about serial killer stuff.
Yes.
So I wanted to call in. So my
Serial killer.
oh, yep.
This
that's
Travis,
right.
huh? This Travis.
I know.
I know.
What a jerk.
He is a jerk.
Can't stand him.
Me neither.
No, I do. I like him actually.
All
Give
right.
him a break.
All right.
But I will tell you. Okay, so my husband's parents, his father, every once in a while we have to stay over at their house when we're like traveling.
Your husband's
And
father.
we have to. Yes.
Okay.
So my father-in-law.
Yeah.
But is a stepfather. So anyway, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Anyway, the room is called the Lizzie Borden room.
What?
Because, yes, because he is related to her, and he has completely decked it out and put the exact same room.
What?
Like the room together. I know. It's
Okay.
fucking weird, dude.
It's super weird. I will tell you that little detail about him being a stepfather is actually so much more important because that means that the
Thank you.
bloodline doesn't carry on. You know, like that's
Good.
That the Borden
Boom.
bloodline is not something that you want to travel into your life, Libby. But so he decorated the room to what looked like the murder room or Lizzie Borden's room.
Yes.
Whoa!
And has a portrait of her on the wall, has the chest of drawers, like a dresser,
Yeah.
exactly like it, has an axe in there,
I mean,
and it's called the Borden room.
wait,
And I've stayed there 2 nights, and I don't like it.
has he?
I don't like it one bit.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. Has he like explained it to you? Has he justified it? Why this is
He
not?
loves it. He
Okay.
thinks it's cool.
It's cool. That's why. Why would you do a room like Lizzie Borden? Because it's cool. Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
And
Thanks.
because he's honoring his family, apparently.
Yeah, but there are some things that like you don't need to honor in a family. Like if I found out that Jake the Snake Roberts was an actual Roberts, sure, I'd have a Jake the Snake Roberts room. But if I found out that, you know, Jeffrey Dahmer's name was actually Jeffrey Roberts and that he was a Roberts, probably making one of the rooms in my house look like the apartment where he had a head in the would not be something that I would want to do.
I know. And so whenever Chris goes up to like, because he travels, he'll be like, I'm going to stay over at my mom's house, and he stays in the guest room, which is the Borden room.
Not the Borden
And I'm
room.
like, how was it? How was it? And he's like, I didn't sleep very well. I'm like, who could?
Yeah, no.
Who would?
That's insane. Thank you, Libby. Like,
all right.
Libby with a good one.
Another piece of the puzzle.
Yeah. That her father-in-law is related to Lizzie Borden and honors her memory with a room dedicated to her with an axe. She killed her parents with an axe.
Yeah.
Renee in New Jersey.
Hey guys, love the show.
Thank you.
Just wanted to let you know that my uncle is actually the one who owned the Lizzie Borden house and Leary Press, which is attached to it next door. If you look at some pictures from the 80s or 90s, you'll see Leary Press is the building right next to it.
Mm-hmm.
And my uncle is actually the one who turned it into the bed and breakfast it was 97 when it opened up, and he had us come up, and we stayed there before it even opened up to the public. And then later on, after I was married, we were going up to visit my aunt and uncle, and we stayed there again on the 3rd floor that time. This first time I stayed in Lizzie Borden's actual bedroom.
Whoa.
And It's an experience. I'll tell you that. We went out and had a few beers before we slept on the third floor. I'll say that. But I also just wanted to remind everybody that she was actually acquitted of the murders. So that's why it's still like a bit folklore. Yeah.
She didn't do it?
No, she was acquitted.
Who did it?
That's the.
Maybe she was
They never
found
found out.
responsible.
Yeah, was she found guilty in a civil case? Because that's how they did OJ.
Talked about that the other day.
Oh, thank you, Renee. Wouldn't that be funny if like that was like the first case of the press like just leading with a story and then not posting any corrections, so that 100 and whatever years later we're still sitting here going like, yeah, she was definitely guilty. It's like, no, somebody's got to tell Libby's stepfather-in-law that like she didn't even do that shit.
Yeah, actually, it's okay.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, look, I remember being up. Forget why we were going up there, but my wife and I were up in Long Island doing something, and we were there like 20 minutes early, and I realized that we were 5 minutes away from Amityville.
Oh,
so of course you got to do it.
Yeah.
We Google Maps the Amityville Horror House, the DeFeo house, and drove to it and saw it, and you can still see like they've completely tried to change it, but you can still see like the that iconic window shape. You know what I mean? You know exactly when you're looking at it, like, oh, there it is. That's the house. But I will say that everybody, because we're driving so slowly, because we don't want to drive past it and looking out the window. Is that the house? Is that the house?
They probably love that.
Everybody that we passed was just glaring at us. They hated
I'm
us. Because everybody that lives in that neighborhood is so sick.
But you know what?
Of the gawkers coming by.
It is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, you're the one who moved into the Amityville horror neighborhood.
Oh, it's blocked out.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it's interesting because like it's the windows that are iconic weren't facing the road.
Right.
So you see it on the other side. You're like, oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, yes. Yeah, you realize, see, they've totally changed it. They put trees up, they put the balcony up, but you see the shape of the roof.
Yeah.
That's how you can tell.
Yep.
And you go, holy shit, that's it. And then the neighbors are just looking at you and throwing shit at your car. Get the hell out of here.
I mean, it happened.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
That's another one.
It's like the people who drive by the Breaking Bad house and try to throw pizzas on top of the roof.
And then they're like, did you see that they're selling the house?
Yeah.
But they put out a news story that they were selling the house because of how much of a pain in the ass it is.
Yeah, okay.
And I said, this is maybe the worst salespeople I've ever seen in my life. Why are you selling this house? Oh, because it's horrible to live here. Would you like to buy this house?
It sucks.
I mean, this house sucks. Would you like it? I mean, I wanted it, but if it sucks, I guess I don't want it.
We're done.
Yeah, they put up like a fence in front of it. They kept having to scrape pizzas off the roof.
Yeah. I mean, that would annoy me.
Listen, you got a great house. It is what it is. Like, your house is a part of, I mean, people, imagine living in the Tony Soprano house and just randos are walking up to your driveway in bathrobes all the time. You know how many people show up in a bathrobe and try to take pictures in Tony Soprano's driveway?
No, I know.
It just is what it is to live in the Breaking Bad house or the Soprano house. You even get do you have any idea how often, if I had the Breaking Bad house with the Breaking Bad pool, because the back of the house is also the house, right?
I know. That's the pool.
Right. I'd be walking in that pool fully clothed every summer. Every single summer. I go, guys, wait till you see this. They're like, I know what you're going to do, Sam. No, wait till you see it.
You would have to have people over.
Yeah. I'm going to Skylar my way right in, right now. Time for my breakdown.
Would you hide anything in the plant outside?
100%. I'd be like, I would go to the neighbor's house. I'd throw stuffed animals over the bushes so I could land in the pool.
Yeah, I think they really regret
letting them film. And
because look, even the front door, they had to put a gate over.
Because people are walking right up to the front door, not giving a fuck.
There's a gate blocking the driveway, but I'm sure people were hopping over that. Then they had to put a gate over the front door.
Yeah. We're hopping this. Or, I mean, people who just have really good aim that are still chucking that pizza over the gate. Like I got this pizza. I'm not eating it. This pizza's going on your roof.
That would be the most annoying part for me.
No, I would. Not only would I keep the house, I would get the sports car that he got Flynn, and I would park the sports car right in the driveway. Yeah, I would.
You would lean right into it.
Lean in. It's so cool. Your house. I mean, I love memorabilia. Don't forget. But the idea that your whole house could be memorabilia in and of itself, I would love that. I charge people. Yeah, that's the thing they don't understand. Like, I'd set up a booth outside my house. I get my kid to man the booth. Like, some people have lemonade stands. Every summer, my kid would be out there just charging for photo ops with my house.
Oh, God, it's got to suck to live there.
No.
Take your pictures from across the street.
Do not... See, it's dumb. It's dumb. Lean in and make some money. The inside of the house is not the same, or it is the same? It looks similar, honestly.
It looks similar, but...
Which is wild, because almost always they use facades. Like they'll film the outside of the house, and they'll film the rest on the set.
Yeah.
But it does look like the shape is the same.
No, she hates being there.
She's a loser. Wow. I would make... I would do it exactly. I'd rent a storage unit and get a whole bunch of cash in there. Sleep on it. Yeah, it's too cool. Breaking Bad house and Sopranos house, Tony Soprano's house, are two of the all-time coolest houses ever.
Yeah, I mean, people still, drive by the Back to the Future house.
The Full House house.
The Full House, the Brady Bunch house.
Even though all the Full House houses look the same.
They all look exactly the same.
So, like, there's so many people who have pictures in front of the wrong house.
And that's not the Full House house, by the way.
What do you mean?
They call that the Painted Ladies.
Yeah.
That row with the Full House is another location. They just
really?
shot that scene in that park.
Like in the intro?
Yes. No, they didn't actually live there.
So there's it's fiction.
I understand.
Oh,
it's
okay.
fiction.
I just didn't
The
know.
fictional characters didn't live in the Painted Ladies.
What Troy is saying...
Oh, that's right, because they had a backyard, they had a whole thing.
Right. Yeah, that was just the scene of the
intro.
Yeah.
So
and you can rent those. You could Airbnb those.
The Painted Ladies?
Yeah.
Those are nice.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Probably an expensive Airbnb, though.
I'm sure.
Don't they Airbnb the Home Alone house? Because the Home Alone house is another big one.
I think so. Or it's for sale, I think, now.
Let's buy it. I already missed out on WWE's HQ.
Yeah, I don't think I can. I mean, I know you are doing really well, but I don't think...
I'm financially sound.
I can go like 95.10 or 95.5.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's for sale.
WPLJ?
Yeah. Yes.
That's what they call it. I can go PLJ on this, but that's as much as I can do. Does it have the staircase that you can slide down?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
oh,
right there.
wow. Look at that.
Yeah, look, here, I'll go back. Yeah.
That's wild.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to put the red carpet back on there, though.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Out of pizza and ice cream all the time.
Oh, of course you would. The only thing I would ever watch is Angels
Fake
with
movie.
Yeah, whatever that movie was.
5 million. Not that bad.
I'll
Why are you laughing?
5 million?
5
For the
million.
house?
5.25.
It's a nice house.
It's a nice house.
You know, that's the working theory that in Home Alone, Kevin's dad was mafia connected.
Oh, I know.
Chris Columbus said that isn't true, but I don't believe him.
Look at that house. That's a beautiful house.
It is a beautiful house, and also the Home Alone house.
It's extremely iconic.
I'd be sleeping in the basement all the time.
You would sleep in the basement?
I mean, in the attic.
Yeah, I would sleep in the attic.
I would sleep in the
I'd be
attic.
like, I hope I never see any. I would tell my wife and daughter every night. I'd be like, I hope I never see any of you again.
I'd be sleeping in the attic, and I'd be mentioning Kieran Culkin about it nonstop. Go easy on the Pepsi, bud. It's like, Sam, you've tweeted this a dozen times this week.
I'm an Oscar winner.
Mike in Ohio. What's up, Mike?
I'm guessing that you didn't watch a lot of Seinfeld.
Who, me?
Yeah,
Why is that?
because during the whole David Berkowitz thing about the mailbag, there was a very obvious Seinfeld reference about Wayne Knight's character Newman through that entire sequence.
Wayne Knight.
You mean the Jurassic Park actor, Wayne Knight?
Yeah, that guy.
Oh,
I swear,
Thank
I don't
you.
know how people...
thank you, Mike. Did you guys pull a fast one?
Sam, I hate to break it to you.
He must have been referencing an episode of Friends. 'Cause I've watched a lot of Seinfeld. That
doesn't ring a bell?
check
Okay,
out.
okay, good. Because I've seen a couple of reruns, and I don't remember that episode.
Sam, I hate to break it to you, but they pulled a fast one.
You've been had.
Wayne Knight's character, Newman.
Elliot in Ohio.
Hey guys, I used to be an FBI profiler, and I just got to say that Troy has some definite traits of a serial killer.
Oh, this
I mean, he has a.
Is this true, Elliot? Were you actually an FBI profiler, or we
Doesn't
have?
matter. He's right.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's
absolutely.
That's great.
I mean, he drives a shitty van.
Yes.
He's
That's true.
He has a lot of young girls, and his heightened sense of vanity. I mean, the guy got a boob job.
You did get a boob job.
No, I got a cool sculpt.
I think it was a breast augmentation,
It wasn't
if I
a breast
remember correctly.
And a nose job.
I
You
tried to
did get a rhinoplasty.
Well, I had my nose broken and I had a deviated septum. I fixed
You
it.
didn't have him tinker while they were down there?
Yeah, you did.
I mean, they had to reshape it.
To your liking?
Believe me, it could get a little more shaved off, so it's not totally to my liking.
That guy brings up some good points.
It's a lot of plastic surgery on you.
That's not. First of all, cool sculpting is not plastic surgery. It's just freezing.
Troy had a breast augmentation, Danielle.
No.
I'm hearing that.
Yeah.
Danielle, no.
Mm.
I signed a record deal and I got my tits frozen.
He was. You see,
people change when they get that money.
Troy was preparing to be a big star.
I was. I was.
He went full Michael. He got a tit job and a nose job.
I thought for sure, this is it.
This is it.
I got to get these tits gone.
One-way ticket to fame. He really thought he was in that Lady Gaga Bradley Cooper movie. He thought a star was born, you know? No, that's a good point, Elliot. And see, there he is. And the van's a good call. The van is something.
Yeah. He pisses in that van.
He does piss the van.
Yeah, just right on the seat.
Yeah. Whew.
Man, that was 7 years ago.
You can tell because he's got his old nose in that photo.
Does he have the braid? You can't even. see
No chin braid.
No.
Wow.
Man.
No.
Same hairline.
He thought he was the
You're
next
crushing it.
He thought he was the next Maroon 5 in this photo.
Yep.
Remember?
Oh, I remember. Yeah, you're right.
Did I nail that one?
It's hard to argue with you.
This is giving up, Troy. Right?
No, this is engaged, Troy.
AKA
giving up.
Submitted.
Okay. That's a better word.
You can't help it. She's a chef.
She's a chef.
And a great chef, by the way. That cookbook of hers.
Woo. And I was on the market then. Look how skinny I was.
Hey, I was wondering if that fellow was on the market.
Look how skinny I was.
I'm looking at this picture that we have up of you getting your breasts done.
Yeah.
And I was thinking to myself, there's no way this guy can be single. But you were.
I was single.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Does that feel like a lifetime ago?
Oh, man. I just heard Danielle bumming.
Are you sure?
Maybe that wasn't what happened. Maybe you know what? That was my headphones. That was Mike bummed out. John in Virginia.
Hey, we're talking about famous houses. The one about Bob House was on Smith Mountain Lake in Virginia, and my grandparents' house was in the cove next to it. Also, that's the same lake that the newscaster got shot on air.
Whoa. There's a lot of stuff going on in that area.
What about Bob completely ruined that lake, but the lake has always had a very taboo history.
Wow. Well, thank you, buddy. Yeah, look at that. We're looking at the What About Bob house now. And it is like I couldn't necessarily picture it in my head when you said it.
Yeah.
But once you look at the photos, you're like, of course that's the What About Bob house. That's one of those houses that you wouldn't know to look for, but if you drove by it, knowing it was the What About Bob house.
Someone would have to tell me.
And then I go, oh, of course. Yeah, I see it now.
Oh, man. Remember when he went sailing?
What About Bob?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sailing.
What About Bob is a classic.
Such a great movie.
It's really great.
Not remembered as much as it should be.
No, but excellent movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know what houses I would be excited to see. Like what TV movie houses that I'd be
excited to see? I don't think I'd be excited to see any of them.
The Amityville house, but that was also because it's not just a TV movie thing. It's like a real...
Like if I was in the area and you were like, hey, the Back to the Future house is 2 blocks away, I'd be like, oh, let's swing by.
Right. If you were like, hey, let's drive 2 hours and see the Back to the Future house and drive back. Yeah.
No.
Although I will say, this was a real creepy one. When I was in LA for WrestleMania, a friend and myself...
Hot Dog?
Hot Dog was with us too, as a matter of fact. I think he was in the back seat, but it was like, it was real late at night. It was like 11 o'clock or midnight or something like that. And the dude that we were hanging out with was like, should we go see the Sharon Tate house? The Manson house?
Okay.
And I was like, yeah.
They took it down.
I was like, yeah.
Something else.
So we drove all the way up. And it's like, you know, I mean, you saw it from Once Upon a Time.
Yeah.
Like it's these really like narrow kind of roads that you really don't belong on unless you live there. It's it's off the beaten path. It's a neighborhood.
Well, yeah, the neighbors will come out and call you fucking hippies.
That's right. That's right. That's the last thing we wanted. But they put up a big gate in front of the road where the house is.
Okay.
So that people would stop driving up there.
Sure.
But even being up there and realizing that there's only one road to get up there.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is the road that Tex Watson and the rest of them drove up. It was creepy.
What I would do.
Yeah, it was creepy. My parents lived in LA during the Manson murders.
That's crazy.
Yeah. They were like,
he was involved.
Who, my dad?
Yeah.
You think my dad was Charles Manson?
No, I don't think he was Charles Manson.
You think he was Tex?
I think he was involved.
With the Mansons?
He was just on the ranch.
I think he might have been one of the CIA guys that programmed Charlie.
That's not a bad idea.
No, but they said it was like a wild thing when it was happening. It was so scary.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody was terrified.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you should have seen, when I was a kid, I got one of those what were the rock magazines called? Like not Hit Parader, but
Circus?
Yeah, probably a circus. And you remember they would have the pages in there for the Rockabilia catalog?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, and there were Manson shirts.
Right, so they'd have the ad in there. And there's a t-shirt, everybody had it at the time, with a big picture of Charlie Manson on it. And on the back it said, "Remember kids, Charlie loves you." And I went up to my mom and I was like, "Mom, you got to order this for me." And it was Charles Manson.
Did you not know at the time?
I knew, but I didn't. I'm a kid. I'm not nothing mattered. When you're a kid, nothing holds any importance.
But you knew that they had lived in L.A. during this?
Yeah, and I was like, I don't know, whatever. I don't
Was
even
this
know.
The shirt didn't Axel
used to wear it all the time.
Yeah, it was Axel's shirt.
With his kilt.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I go, "Mom, you gotta get this shirt for me. It's Charles Manson." And she's like, "Are you crazy? Do you know what that man did? Do you know what he did to those people?" I go, whoa. All right, we won't get the shirt.
Lady, it's the 90s.
Yeah.
Relax.
Fine. I get the white zombie shirt with the clown on it that you can't tell if his patch on his pants is a patch or his boner sticking out. Fine. I'll get that one.
I'm glad when we were in DC for some Opie and Anthony thing, I forget what it was, but we went to the Exorcist steps.
Oh yeah.
And I'm glad we did that because that was cool.
That was cool.
Yeah.
And you recognize the steps and
but I wouldn't go out of my way to do any of this stuff.
Right.
You know, if it's in the area, fine.
Right. I've always kind of half wanted to go on the landmark tour of seeing all the Sopranos stuff that's in the intro.
Yeah.
Except, I've never actually
drive down the turnpike.
Right. I've driven past the safety first thing.
Yeah.
But other than that, and then they tore down the pizzeria. That's gone.
Right.
I don't think Satriali has ever existed.
It's not a real place. It's just
Bada Bing's gone.
Bada Bing's gone.
No, Satindal's still out there.
Is it?
Yeah, it was
I thought
never
it closed down.
No, it was never Bada Bing. It's always been Satindal's.
No, I know, but I thought
they put the sign up. Why wouldn't they just change the name to Bada Bing's? Right? Wouldn't you think that it would make more business sense to change it?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Right?
I mean, no one ever really went there.
Oh, it did close down. Okay, but now it's back open.
Oh, a resurgence.
Yeah.
I like that Mike knew that. Oh, no. Oh, it's still there.
Well, it's Route 17 in Lodi. I used to drive by that all the time.
Stop every now and then.
There's the one that if you're going to go to one on that stretch, there's another one called Harem. A couple stops before.
Sam was
it.
just talking about going to Sopranos.
No, strip club tours are great.
It's a full nude BYO, and it's right next to a romantic depot.
Okay, so that way, if you get charged up and want to bring something home,
you have a good time. Yeah,
sure.
One stop shop.
Sure, that makes sense. That's a good little strip mall location. Yeah, so and I would also feel weird about going to the Tony house. I would. Part of me would want to throw a landline cordless phone into the driveway where the battery pops off.
If I knew I was super close, I'd probably go.
If you were close and you had 20 minutes to kill,
Godfather House is 5 minutes from me. It's in Staten Island. The exterior,
really?
Yeah.
And you've never been?
I mean, I've driven past it.
You've never been?
But I mean, it's right on the road. It's not something that you can stop at.
Sure.
Sure.
Unless you just stop at it.
I mean, you could. There would be
park
people
on the
honking.
street.
Yeah.
Well, big deal. It's the Godfather house. I got to soak this in. Yeah. So I don't know. Okay, real quick. I want to hear what this guy who collects all the serial killer memorabilia.
Mm-hmm.
I want to hear his voice. There was video of him.
Yeah. Hang on.
We kind of got off on a couple of exits. We got to loop back around and find our.
I want to hear the Great Throatini.
I want to hear the Great Throatini.
No, throw.
I think it's throat. Yeah, I think because they said he's got the deepest throat in Coney Island, and ready to prove it.
All right, there we go. And there is no volume.
Well, hit the volume.
Yeah, no, I know.
Still no volume.
Still no volume.
What's this guy got to say?
That's weird.
What's he got? He looks weird, and he tucks his T-shirt into his pants, which never a good sign.
All right.
Ian Finance does it.
What?
Ian Finance is a weird guy. You know what I mean? Ian Finance is a weird person.
Hang on.
Like if Ian Finance had a great collection of serial killer memorabilia,
I wouldn't be surprised.
Nah, it wouldn't shock me one bit.
Doesn't Zach Amigo have serial killer shit? He has a weird drawer, I know, filled with some.
Oh yeah,
yeah. That
doesn't surprise me.
That feels in character to me. Yeah, that feels right. Greg in Texas.
Hey Sam, good morning, guys. So a few years ago, we're down here in Southeast Texas, Southwest Louisiana, and a few years ago we were having a hurricane, so we evacuated up to Austin to go stay with my sister-in-law while everything happened. While we were there, I kind of got bored with the situation. Not saying anything bad about my sister-in-law, but I got bored with the situation, and so I decided to go start driving around. Well, Dazed and Confused was filmed pretty much all in Austin. So I went to the area that was the Emporium, which is now a paint and body office, and then the other side of the Emporium is a great barbecue restaurant.
Oh.
Saw the baseball field that they played baseball. Even the house that the lady pulled the shotgun on Ben Affleck. Went by that house as
I mean,
well.
you went deep. That's great. That's great. I get it, and that's not a bad way to just like kill. I got to kill a day here. I can't hang out with these people anymore. I'm not mad at that at all. Greg, I think you did the right thing. I will say, and Greg reminded me. Speaking of getting bored with the situation, if I was up in the shore, I would want to take a picture with the Jersey Shore house.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
I was going to say that.
Yeah, the Italian flag garage.
You can go inside.
You can?
Yeah, $10.
$10?
Yeah,
Because it's connected to the shore store, and
Yeah.
Danny works there. He's the one that owns it.
Where you really want to go is Beachcombers, where Snooki got punched in the face.
I thought he was going to suggest another strip club.
Yeah. Well, you want to go there too. That's just fun if you're ever in Lodi.
That's where Glenn Danzig's from.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Glenn Danzig, by the way. Yeah, $10 to go in.
Yeah, I've done it multiple times.
Okay, that's a lot.
You could, well, yeah, but I mean, it was with my friends once, with my parents once. But
You know what?
Jersey Shore rules, dude. I keep trying to tell you that.
And you're still.
Yeah, still. Family vacation. Come on.
And here's the thing people need to know about Danielle. She's not doing something once if she likes it.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Multiples. You're a multiple time gal.
Relive the moment. You know
I'm
what I
going
mean?
back.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hey, you guys had fun, right? Yeah. So let's do it again.
Right. I need another picture on Mike's bed and in Snooki's fridge. You know?
Does it all look the same?
Yeah.
They keep it the same?
Yeah.
Wow.
They let you.
Yeah, he did
do
a good
anything
job,
you
like
want.
turning it into, and you can rent it too.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Would you ever do that? Rent it?
It's expensive,
But
ideally that would be great.
dream come true.
Yes. Oh my God.
Well, let's see, and they say Danielle is the Dennis A. Clark of Jersey Shore stuff. So let's hear the
Great
Can't argue with that.
Yeah. Let's. I just want to hear a little bit. This is the serial killer memorabilia collector that we were talking about.
A message or a phone call from someone, a collector, asking me if I've had anything from Rex Heuermann. Now, that's an interesting situation because he's not convicted of anything. Right now, he's a suspect in jail, and there's a case being generated against him. So, for argument's sake, if he gets off,
right,
his stuff isn't worth anything any more than perhaps yours and mine would be.
Hit pause for a second.
If
I don't want it, unless he for sure killed them.
Listen, unless he murdered innocent women,
I need a jury of his peers to all agree that he killed the innocent women. Then I will pay top dollar for that pizza box.
Well, it's a certification process like anything else. Like
Sure.
You guys always talk about with baseball cards or whatever. You got to send them in the glass, and they do the thing.
Right, PSA.
Yeah.
The jury acts as the PSA of serial killer memorabilia. I can authenticate this is a serial killer. Gem Mint.
he's convicted, Now he's a serial killer.
We love that.
Any collector wants whatever they can from him.
We love a
What do you think some
conviction.
of the most popular items of his will be should he be convicted?
I'll tell you right now, if I was doing this interview, I would position us to make sure that his back was to the door. So I had full vision of the front door the entire time I'm talking to him. That way, if he stands up, he makes a move, duck, weave, right out the front door.
You think the Great Throatini is going to do something?
I think it's throat.
I got to double check that.
Or if he goes into his pocket. What if he goes into his pocket and all of a sudden he's getting ready to throw a knife? I got to know.
He's very accurate.
Very accurate and very quick.
He holds world records.
He is very, very sneaky.
Very sneaky, sir.
I'd like to get his car. He has 2 avalanches. But
How do you know that?
Anything that they can tie him to the murders would be great.
It would be great. That'd be fantastic.
I would love anything that has maybe innocent female blood on it.
Right. And if we could verify this with the victim's family and go like, yeah, that's her hair, I would love to have it.
If I get a letter of authenticity from the woman's husband.
Oh, man. That would be gangbusters.
When he starts writing letters, of course, the letters will have value. The answer is very simple.
Right.
Whatever someone is willing to pay for it.
Right.
Okay, if I have a letter of his,
right,
and you want that letter really bad, it didn't cost me anything but maybe a couple dollars to get the letter.
Oh, he's writing
because of the postage and whatever the service is that's involved.
Oh, he's writing to him.
But if you're not able to write to him and you're not getting anything returned, you may say, "Hey, I'll give you $25, I'll give you $50, I'll give you $100 for the letter." Maybe that's worth it to me. We have a deal. So it's an agreement between the buyer and the seller.
You know what's so creepy?
He's explaining how buying and selling things works.
Yeah, I mean the normalization of writing to serial killers and selling their correspondence that's what's so alarming about the whole thing.
Look at how many people are sending photos to Luigi.
Luigi is not guilty.
Not yet.
His lawyer has said it.
I mean, I believe.
This whole trial is a hoax.
I mean, it's pretty brilliant to create a market by simply writing and getting Huerman to write. He's got nothing to do in there.
Dude, he's got nothing going on.
No, but if I were Huerman aware of this, I'd be like, why don't you slip some money?
Yeah, he gets a cut.
Yeah.
Put it on his commissary.
That's it. Let me buy some MP3s with
He's
that.
a big dude, too. I was going to say food. You're saying MP3s.
MP3s and honey buns is what I would be trying to get.
People love writing.
And people love honey buns.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
Blue Book. What's this worth? Doesn't exist.
Off the
In terms
table.
of the past, what have some letters gone for from iconic serial killers?
Range anywhere from maybe $150 to $500 a letter.
$500 a letter.
A Gacy could be $250.
Tony!
Kemper $500.
I figured they'd be more.
Do you think that
I feel like this is
Rex
not worth
could
it.
follow in that pattern where his letters go for a few $100s?
You never know.
No, who gives a shit?
I tell you what, you can impose on this guy. He's the worst.
Maybe.
He's really a weird guy. But now that we know it's worth about $250, I will say this: if Tony is able to find his John Wayne Gacy letter, I'm going to take 10% of that because I am the one who publicized that he
gave
had
the idea.
it. Yes.
Yeah. That's
Yes.
a good idea.
Yeah,
I kind of figured they'd be worth more.
Yeah, I'm thinking thousands, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they just write so many letters because, to Mike's point, they're bored in there.
Yeah, that's possible.
Did
They got
flood
nothing
the
else
market?
going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rocky in Houston.
Hey guys, I just want to talk about a fucked up T-shirt I had as a kid back in like '95, right after Kurt Cobain's death. I was 12, 13, and I found a Kurt Cobain death certificate T-shirt and wore that shit with pride every day.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and you think you're like, oh, I'm wearing this because I love Nirvana so much. I'm showing my support for Kurt
Dude,
Cobain.
I would point out the spot to other kids in school and be like, look, it says self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. You know, where it had its cause of death.
I mean, and you just look back on it now going like, this is monstrous.
Yeah, imagine you wearing that, walking like running into a family member of his and like, oh, shit, yeah, my bad.
Yeah, don't wear it to a whole concert. Courtney would hate it.
I would think.
Wow.
I would think. All right, guys, have a great morning.
Thanks, Rocky. She may appreciate
Don't
what's written.
say anything.
Well, there are theories.
There's theories. I'll say that.
Incorrect.
Who's to say?
Who knows?
Corey and Rockland.
Hey guys, I once took a ride 2.5 hours from my house in North Carolina up to go see Andre the Giant's house.
How big was the door?
And it was giant. It was giant. No, you go up there. I mean, it's in a small town that like America forgot, and you just basically you pull up as far as you get into the driveway. You get up, you see there was a lake where Andre once took a famous picture of him fishing. You see a big red barn. So I jumped out, I grabbed some dirt, and then I left.
You got dirt from Andre's house?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because there's also word that he got cremated there and, scattered on the grounds. So,
maybe he got some ash.
No. Yeah, maybe got a little Andre ash.
Oh, and then especially if he got cremated in his wrestling gear, then it's like, that's double.
Yeah, but I hope it was the old blue trunks and not the heel.
I got you.
Heel singlet.
I got you, babyface Andre.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, that's what I want. Because that's who I grew up with originally. Was babyface Andre with the big afro.
Sure,
they cut it.
Sure. Thank you, Corey.
Yeah. Take it easy, guys.
Later. Yeah, he turned on Hogan, Andre. People couldn't believe it.
Why did he go to the singlet then?
It was like a one strap.
Yeah. Why did he move to that if he was in trunks?
I think he was gaining weight.
Oh, he wanted to hide it a little bit.
Well, he was already, he's a big giant man in these he was wearing blue and then he was wearing yellow trunks. And so I think there's just something.
Trunks or bikini? Because Troy was talking about bikinis earlier.
Well, they weren't.
That the guys wear.
The wrestlers wear bikinis.
Yeah, the wrestlers.
The cut wasn't high enough to be a bikini. That's the difference between a brief and a bikini brief.
It's like someone wear thongs.
Yeah. Was Andre wearing a thong?
No, only Rikishi wore a thong. And I want to put that on the record. Barrett in New York. Barrett?
Hey, hi.
Hey.
Probably not his name.
Yeah, I was just wondering, you said your dad lived, your parents lived in California around the time of the Manson murders?
I did say that.
Oh, good. Do you think your dad ever had any sexual rendezvous with any of the Manson girls? And if so, which one?
I think
Patricia Krenwinkel?
He may have made out with Squeaky once, but other than that, I think that was it.
I always figured him for a Susan Atkins kind of guy, but okay.
Yeah, I think.
And hey, do you ever listen to Charles Manson's music?
It's really good.
So good.
It's really, really good, and it's weird.
It's actually pretty good.
It's not. I think it's quite good.
He collaborated with Dennis Wilson.
Yeah, he collaborated with Dennis Wilson. Yeah. I mean, Dennis Wilson. What do you think? That Dennis Wilson was just trying to get drugs from Charles Manson, and so he was letting him use his recording equipment? I don't think that was the case.
Yeah, what do you think? Terry Melcher has bad judgment?
Yeah. No, actually, Charles was quite a skilled musician. Do you have any?
And I believe.
Do we have any Charles Manson in the system?
I believe Manson or the Beach Boys may have recorded a Manson song.
At least
they did. It was called "Never Learn Not to Love" or something like that, and it was based on a song called "Cease to Exist" by Charles Manson. I shouldn't know this much, but.
But I like that you're look, I know a lot about Manson, but just the music.
Yeah, just
the music.
Yeah.
You want to hear Cease to
Exist? Thank you, Barrett. Yeah, I mean, he should get his credit. This is Cease to Exist by a new hot artist on the scene, a young man named...
Remember that?
Yeah. No, this is a different... Yeah, no,
That was good.
Yeah. Yeah, you think the Beatles were bummed that he was it's Helter Skelter?
I can't imagine them being happy about that.
Nah.
And Helter Skelter was about a roller coaster. That's what Paul said.
Well, a lot of people say the race war is going to be a roller coaster. You know what I mean? So maybe...
That's a good point.
Maybe that's kind of... Maybe they were saying the same thing, just slightly different roads to get there.
I must have been because Helter Skelter is a pretty wild song.
It's a great song.
Yeah. So I couldn't imagine in 1968 when you're used to the Beatles, doing what they did up to that point, and then hearing Helter Skelter, it had to be what the fuck are these guys doing?
And
didn't he do that
your
because...
brain is zapped. Your brain is completely...
You're fried.
You have fried your brain out already.
Didn't he write that song because Roger Daltrey said,
yes,
he couldn't write a hard song?
Well, because he said that The Who were, one of the loudest, raunchiest bands in the world, and Paul's okay, I'm going to top that.
And I mean, that's one of my favorite Beatles songs.
Helter Skelter?
Yeah. But I've noticed he stopped playing it.
Yeah,
which he
should
scream.
Yeah.
I heard Paul McCartney do Helter Skelter on the David Letterman marquee.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
How fucking awesome is that?
That's fucking awesome. I love when Paul McCartney goes full Michael Jordan and goes, I took that personally.
Yeah.
And decides to go for it.
How about I just write this?
I feel like he did that for Helter Skelter in response to The Who, and also when he heard the Beach Boys. And he was like, you know what?
Back in the USSR?
I better show the Beach Boys what I can do.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, of course, with Sgt. Pepper. And then
with Sgt. Pepper.
Somebody said the Beatles can do it all, but they can't do the blues.
Mm-hmm.
And then John wrote Your Blues. I mean, that's on the White Album and fucking incredible. Like,
just seeing Paul and John looking at their iPads at somebody talking shit.
I was like, okay.
All right.
Just two guys constantly being like, "Oh, okay."
Oh, no, we can't.
We can't do that. Okay.
We can't. Oh, this is the box that we're in. We can't go. Oh, no?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
I thought we were the two greatest songwriters ever.
Yeah. I don't know if you realize, but our style is by choice. If you want us to come into your genre and fuck you up, we can do that too. Anyone else got any questions?
They're like MGK.
I've heard that. I've heard that many times. That people say the reason we like MGK is because he's this generation's Beatles.
Yeah, he's the Lennon McCartney of our generation.
Both tied up into one. He can do rap, emo, pop punk,
bounce around. Yeah, whatever you want.
He's unstoppable.
He's like Paul and John.
He's just like Paul and John. I was actually just thinking that. Perfect comparison.
Thank you.
He's like MGK. Paul's like, what the fuck did you just say?
What?
Yeah. I mean, speaking of music, it's kind of a wild story. The fiance of that band, Faster Pussycat, falling off.
Take Me Down.
Yeah. Falling off the boat, falling off the cruise ship. And the reports are that the fiance fell off. They were on like an 80s cruise, which already seems like hell.
I mean, just imagine the clientele.
Oh,
she passed away.
Oh, I mean, it already, like, I probably would have jumped off the cruise. I mean, it seems...
People are there by choice.
It seems horrible. Like, this is an 80s... Oh, my God.
An 80s-themed Royal Caribbean cruise.
Just stuck on that boat for days. Walking by people going, you know when was the best? The 80s. 80s are the worst.
I mean, those people are, 50s pushing 60 at this point. It's like elderly.
You know what was great? Don't tell me.
Let me guess.
Was it the 80s? Yeah! How'd you know? So they're on this 80s cruise. And then, I mean, what I didn't love in the article was that they said that she fell off the boat following an argument with her fiance.
That always happens.
And if I'm the fiance, I'm like, don't put that shit in there. Because there's only one thing that anybody goes to. The minute you hear fell off the boat following an argument, there's only one thing people hear when that gets written.
Oh, yeah.
And immediately, like, you're almost done reading.
Yeah.
I don't need to look at any more facts. I don't need to...
Got it.
Yeah, okay. I think I see what's going on. And you're like, we didn't even really argue that. We were arguing about where we were going for dinner. Well, it was an argument. We're going to put it in. We're going to print it.
It is weird when people fall off of boats.
Especially cruise ships. Especially cruise ships.
Because it's like...
I mean, look, people do get drunk on cruise ships.
Of course.
Seems hard to do.
Yeah, of course. But it is weird that when you're out and you look out over, like when it's middle of the night and you're looking out, it's dark.
Yeah. It's fucked up.
If you were trying to get rid of somebody, that'd be the way to do it.
I don't think so, because the minute anybody says they fell off a cruise ship, they're like, which loved ones were they with? The minute. Anytime anyone's fallen off a cruise ship, they go, who are they there with? Okay. All right.
And they just got into a fight before?
An argument when? Oh, immediately before. Cool.
Got it.
Plus, they're on an 80s cruise, so tensions are high as it is.
Why are tensions high?
Because they're miserable.
Because it's not the 80s anymore.
No, it's not.
It's not the 90s, and the 90s were the best.
It's not a 90s cruise.
I would do a 90s cruise.
Oh, hell yeah.
90s cruise would be fun.
You're telling me I could see gin blossoms on the water?
What would be great is
Sign me up.
It could be the Gin Blossoms. It could be Seven Mary 3. It could be the Wallflower. You'd never know. It'd just be like, it'd feel like one band the whole time.
It is, awesome. I think.
I think it is.
Yeah.
I think they just went through some rebranding.
Or throw in some Harvey Danger.
I'd love to see Harvey Danger on a boat.
Sign me up.
Play your song.
Where's this magical cruise?
Yeah. Wouldn't it be great if you had Harvey Danger just in one of the performance rooms on the cruise ship, just playing the one song
on a loop
for hours? And so you could just come and go as you please.
That would be amazing.
It'd be amazing. That's the way to do a 90s cruise.
Oh, there is a 90s cruise.
Is to just have these artists playing only the hits on loop and you're free to come and go as you please.
And they have different rooms. So then you walk in, and there's like the President of the United States of America room.
Oh.
And they played Lump and Peaches.
That's it. Just
On a
those
loop.
two. And they're like, we're going to try something. No, you're not. We just heard Peaches. It's time for Lump.
And as soon as Lump's over, then you go over to the Eve 6 room.
Oh, yeah. And it's just Tender Heart in a blender for the next 12 hours. It'd be great.
That sounds like
I'm going to pop into the Sugar Ray room, and within minutes, I'm going to find out about this 4-post bed. That's what I want to hear. TLC? I mean, TLC's got a few hits, but I better hear about these Scrubs quick.
You don't want to hear about Waterfalls?
I'd like to hear Waterfalls. I'd like to hear Scrubs.
And they're missing an important part of TLC, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Get the L. I mean, they got T-Boz and Chili.
I mean, I love T-Boz and Chili.
I love T-Boz and
Left
Chili.
Eye was like the star.
Running around with a condom on her eyeball.
Yeah.
It was a great time.
Are you surprised Better Than Ezra's on this, Bill?
No.
Not for a second.
No.
One song.
They have their own room. And Vogue, let me guess. I'm going to walk in. I'm going to walk in, and there's only one question that I want answered.
What's that?
When am I going to get it? And it better be never. Oh, man. Smash Mouth?
Yeah, but it's not with the Smash Mouth guy.
You wouldn't. Yeah, where's the guy with the frosted tip?
He rest in peace.
He's dead.
Well,
he passed away.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? The lead singer of Smash Mouth? He's in Flavortown.
Yeah.
Because last thing I remembered was him Sieg Heiling on stage.
Wow.
I think that was Elon, I think.
Yeah, you're thinking of Elon Musk.
We don't talk bad about the dead.
Oh, okay.
Kid and Play are there. Yeah, Smash Mouth,
That
Smash
really
Mouth
drops off.
has like a 3 to 4 hit range, so they could actually play like a mini set.
Yeah, but I don't even want to hear them without Smash Mouth guy.
I don't either.
Kid and Play, I would imagine they're just sitting in a room watching the movie House Party.
Okay, now we're talking.
And you can watch with them.
I mean, EMF, one song.
Is EMF unbelievable?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh.
Yeah, who did the O?
Who did the O?
Andrew Dice Clay.
That's his O?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be great. Yeah. I'm gonna EMF. Tell me about the things I say.
Spun should be way higher on this list.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Before Maxi Priest.
Plowed and Molly, those are great songs.
Those are the two.
But those are the two.
Loop them.
Yeah.
DJ Cool, literally one song.
What's DJ Cool's song?
Let Me Clear My Throat.
Oh my God!
I mean, it's great, but put it on a loop.
I'm like, yeah.
Goddamn!
Oh my God! Look who's hosting it. Downtown Julie Brown is letting us know who's playing the hits. Who, by the way, I mean, to be in all due respect to Downtown Julie Brown, I feel like the run was over by like 93. This isn't Downtown Julie Brown. I feel like is more late 80s.
She was the host of Club MTV from 1987 to 1992.
That's what I'm saying. Like she was out the game by 93.
And we don't really even start the 90s until like
93.
No, 90 starts at 1990. I hate you guys do that.
91.
No, 1990.
I'm really like pretty sure it's like late 92 into 93.
I mean, I'll give you 92, but
Why not 90? Why are you skipping
Nevermind was 91.
Was it really?
Yeah, of course it was. Yeah. That's why I'm giving it. That's
was it
why I'm
popular in 91?
Yeah, September it came out, and Smells Like Teen Spirit was like right after that. So I would allow you,
But that goes into
to start at
92.
92
because that's when it gets big.
because that's when it gets big.
I mean, that is kind of my
But yeah, Nevermind was 91.
barometer.
Yeah.
Okay, so end of 91.
So we could start at 92, but we're not starting in 1990.
What?
That's not the 90s.
It's
It is the 90s.
First of all, you need to take it down a notch.
Because you guys, I hate you guys.
We
do
have
this.
only just started this conversation.
Yeah, we're not putting Poison in there.
He
Because
would.
they were popular in
Faith No
1990.
More's Epic was a hit in 1990. You have to count that.
Well, then throw it in there with an asterisk.
Yeah. Before 1992.
Faith No More can be the asterisk. And they could tell us, what is this? You know?
What is it?
Whatever. It's a long time ago. 90. Who's even counting? No, but when you look at Downtown Julie Brown, it's like the fact that she was out by 92 is like, she wasn't even around.
Yeah, it was over.
For these bands. Yeah.
Yeah. But
The
She still
90s,
rules.
quote unquote.
yeah, put Kennedy on this ship.
Kennedy is the 90s. I would go like 92, probably 92 to 99 is the 90s. Because
Yeah, 92 to 99.
There was a pretty major shift in 2000.
Oh, yeah.
I think 2001, September 11th, I think, is the last day of the 90s.
But wasn't it so But then, because I almost feel like by the time you're in 2000, 2001.
No, there's too much rap rock.
No, but we have to consider
It's rap
shock
rock,
culture as well.
I didn't think
And
about the
9/11 was the ultimate act of shock culture.
Okay, that's...
You give me a 90s cruise.
I feel like you may not be taking this exercise seriously.
Yeah.
I wanted to get your line off, which was a good line. It was as a matter of fact, I would argue it was the final act.
It was.
of 90s
It
shock
ended
culture.
it all.
Yes, it
there
did.
was nowhere you could go after that.
That's right. We've done it. Well, we've done it all. That was the end. It was how far can we push the envelope? And a couple of guys with a few airplanes,
They
let
pushed
us
it.
know. Yeah, they did. Yeah, I think Nirvana starts the 90s. And not to say it's all rock, like hip hop and everything, but if you're really looking to do it, I think Nirvana starts the 90s and Limp Bizkit ends the 90s.
Yep.
Is that fair?
Yeah, those are good bookends.
Yeah. Then it goes the 90s.
He's trying to include like Bon Jovi, Blaze of Glory.
Because he's a fucking idiot. No. I think it goes. It's like you're basically going from Nevermind to $3 Bill, y'all.
Yeah.
And that's the time
I mean,
frame.
it's a solid bookend, but I'm telling you, you're missing a lot of good songs from 1990.
Like what? Well, you love 1990.
1990.
Just because you guys don't remember it doesn't mean it wasn't a good year.
I'm sorry. Are we not including Wilson Phillips, and that upsets you?
I mean, Brian Wilson's daughter.
But by the way, Wilson Phillips, that song is great.
Hold on.
Yeah, it's
Great
awesome.
song.
I mean, number one.
I didn't want to. I was
No.
I was hoping we were gonna go down the rabbit hole like we did yesterday.
No.
Okay, all right, good. We're all good then. Okay.
Groove is in the Heart, Delight. I mean, that is a classic song. Don't you dare say that that's not an incredible
I'm going to tell you right now. If I'm listening to Sirius XM 90s on 9, and Rich Davis is pumping out the hits for me, which he is, and I do, and he puts on D-Light, I'm like, this is pushing it with 90s on 9. Like,
It was 1990, bro.
I guess.
By the way, Sam, I hate to correct you. $3 Bill, y'all was 97. You're
That's
thinking
right.
of hot dog
Flavored water.
You're thinking of chocolate starfish and hot dog flavored water. That was 2000.
When did... Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, when did the Nookie album come out?
That
the
was
middle
Significant Other.
See, when did Significant Other come out?
That was
98?
90. Sorry, I just had it. 98. 99.
Wow.
99, sorry.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah, then that's what it is. It's Significant Other.
Okay, that's fine.
99. It's Significant Other. is the one.
Nookie, break stuff, rearranged.
Because chocolate starfish and the
And
hot
Together
dog
Now.
flavored water was kind of that was kind
That
of
was
it.
the end.
That was the end for they were too big at that point. Yeah, it was.
But that's got My Generation and Rollin'.
I love Rollin'.
Yeah, no, we can end it there because that was 2000.
I love when you're playing Rollin', motorcycles coming out, American flag is hanging out the back of it.
Right. You just know it's going to be a good night.
Yes, it fucking is. Yeah, I mean this idea of these are not
putting Poison.
No, the
in
Humpty
90s.
Dance. That's 1990.
The Humpty.
Stop.
We have
That's
clear
a classic.
parameters
It's a classic. Digital Underground is.
Nobody's saying negative things about Digital Underground.
But it
Okay,
just- I'm
they
just
gave
saying
us
you-
Tupac Shakur.
You have to count 1990 if you're doing the 90s.
No, you don't. You're being too rigid. You're being way too rigid because this isn't culturally. This is not the 90s. 1990 culturally.
You're saying 1990 is actually the 80s?
Yeah, I'm saying that we're not in math
still
class.
in that like glam rock phase.
Well, I know what the 90s is. January 1st, 1990. Like,
Yes,
yeah,
that's when
okay.
it starts.
All right, well, if I went to a calendar shop, that would be the conversation that I would have with them. Yes. Yes. And they go like, well, here's the calendar for 1990. I go, thank you. Now it's the 90s. But when we're talking about, remember they would run, they used to do it all the time.
God
Bless you. Bless you. I know, you're getting all worked up. You'd run around all the time. This is what you'd hear. Hey, it's the 90s.
Yeah.
You weren't. I mean, 1990. Anybody saying that? They're liable to get punched in the cocksuckers. What they're liable to get punched in. Nobody say. You're not going to go 1990.
They're
hey,
like, who's got some hairspray?
right? Exactly. 1990. Troy was probably still had his feathered hair going. No, hair metal's still cool.
Of course he did because there was nothing else.
And he was
I was
26.
listening to punk, you assholes.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was. I was listening to Misfits and cool bands like Dead Kennedys.
And Dishwalla.
And Dishwalla.
You were listening to Warrant.
Yeah, you were. You loved Warrant.
I did. I stole that tape from Linko. I stole that one, and I stole at the same time, I stole the Simpsons soundtrack.
I remember.
Oh, is that the soundtrack or the album that had
The
do
album.
had do the Bart Man?
Yes.
Yeah.
We used to wear our like winter puffy coat. I remember like the cassettes would have the plastic thing on them.
yeah.
So we would. I stuck one down one sleeve and one down the other, and walked right out of Linko and Trexlertown.
By the way, explain this to us. The phone number is 969-1969. To me, and I think Travis is on my side on this one,
Yeah.
very clear that the 90s, as it's culturally known, not from a calendar salesman, but the 90s as it's culturally known, begins towards the end of 91 going into 92 and ends towards the end of 99 going into 2000.
Why can't you just say the calendar? This is when it starts, this is when it ends.
Because it's a cultural movement. You're over here telling me Unskinny Bop is a 90s song. You're telling me Step by Step by NKOTB is a 90s song. You're telling me Roxette was putting out 90s songs. That's what we're hearing, and it's being broadcast on the radio.
No. We're starting in 92.
This is what he's saying. He's going over here going, you know what my favorite 90s song is? Rome by the B-52s. Can you imagine?
Blame it on the rain.
Blame it on the rain. Can you imagine going in to a social environment and going, well, now that you guys are talking about great 90s songs, my favorite 90s song is Rome by the B-52s? Rome. I'll tell you right now, if you had not set up this premise and Travis walked in here and said Rome by the B-52s is a great 90s song, you'd go up and open hand smack him across the face. You go, what the hell are you talking about, Rome?
That's not a bad song.
Nobody's talking about good or bad. Nobody's talking about good or bad.
And shout out Fred Schneider. He used to have a show here. He was a great guy.
You met him?
No, yeah, I used to work on his First Wave show.
Did he say, hey, Troy? Did he talk like that?
Yes, he did.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, that's my whole point here. Wubba Wubba Wubba.
80s.
She's great. Her run was 87 to 92. She's an 80s icon. Late 80s, but 80s nonetheless. She's not a 90s icon.
No, she's not Tabitha Soren.
No, 90s.
No, she's not even Duff. Remember Duff?
Of course. Who doesn't?
I love Duff.
Of course, Hillary Duff. No. No, what was her first? Charlie. Was it Charlie? Charlie Duff?
I just remember as Duff.
Duff.
I was like, oh, that's the bass player from Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, McKagan? What was her first name?
Karen.
Karen
Duff.
Duffy.
Yes.
Karen Duffy.
Hillary Duff is a real person.
Right.
Not the one
but
you're talking about.
That's
wasn't
the
a
2000s.
VJ.
Yeah, shout out to you and your 2000s love.
Yep.
Yeah, Karen.
That's a deep cut.
Karen Duffy.
Duff?
She's
Yeah.
Duff is not that deep.
No,
because
yeah.
Karen Duffy had a whole line of commercials because she was so hot. She had a whole line of makeup commercials, and she started in the film Blank Check as the older woman who wanted to make out with a little child that we were all okay with.
Yeah, that was fine.
Yeah. Mr. McIntosh is 11, and I'm Duff, the grown-ass woman.
Call me when you're a few years old.
Who's going to go on a date and kiss him on the lips.
Yeah.
This is a very Mary Kay Letourneau. Very Mary Kay.
In hindsight.
I'm going to date a kid because he's rich.
Yeah.
Is what the name of that movie should have been. Blank Check, a.k.a. Duff dates a child because the child has money. Not Duff McKagan. Karen Duffy. Jason in New Orleans, 866-969-1969. Jason, what's going on?
So Troy's wrong.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you why Troy is wrong.
Go ahead.
This is not unprecedented. The 80s did not begin until August 1st, 1981, when MTV went on the air. No one gives a shit about 1980.
Boom.
81 is when the decade began.
I would say that that's fair. The idea that culturally the ball drops and everybody just collectively decides.
And the culture changes.
Yeah, let's just do some different shit now. Well, we were just up late for New Year's Eve last night. Today, let's start doing weird shit that we didn't do before.
Yeah.
That never happens. It takes a little while to settle in.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Jason, that's a great point.
Yeah, I think it's every decade.
Yeah.
Culturally, it spills into the next one for at least a year or two.
Right.
That's why I think September 11th is a perfect... But it also signals a massive cultural shift. The
That's
post
true.
9/11 years were wildly different from the pre 9/11 years. Our facade was just destroyed.
To me, I think the 2000s that we love are towards the end of 2000 until September of 2001. It was 1 year because everything post 9/11 is a mess.
No, post 9/11 was great.
You loved that.
We went to the mall. We went to war.
Immediate post 9/11 was great because we all had American flags on our cars.
We were kicking everybody's ass.
We were. But then not too long, by the end of 2002, we were in the era where every highway we drove down, it was just American flags in the gutter.
Well,
that was a bummer.
Well, it was windy.
It was. I mean, it was windy.
knocked
And I
over.
mean, it's like, you know, the flags are gone. What do you want me to do? Buy another flag? It's over.
People had stuff to do.
Yeah, we did. We were busy. Brian in Florida.
Yeah, thanks for taking my call, guys.
Of course.
I would like to say that the 90s would basically be the Clinton years, from like the 92 to the end.
Yes.
That would be the cultural significance because it was a young president that energized the country.
I would say that that's right. He's talking about not inhaling. He's playing the saxophone. He's talking about boxers and briefs. He's, you know, letting the interns give him it to him.
I don't think that was then.
Well, yeah, second term, I think. But still, he did it. Brian, that's a great point. I would agree. Clinton is 92, which is...
Well, he was elected in 92.
Right, in the campaign.
Yeah, in the campaign.
That was
yeah,
November of 92.
Yeah, so I would... Yeah, sure.
90. Yeah, that goes back to the late 91 going into 92. This guy over here, Troy, is like, you know who my favorite 90s president is?
Ronald Reagan.
Yeah. H.W. George H.W. Bush. One of the great presidents of the 1990s. The hell is he talking about?
No, 92. Look at this list. It's Chili Peppers,
I mean,
Boys
there's
to Men.
Boys to Men, Sir Mix-a-Lot, Criss Cross, Vanessa Williams, TLC. I mean, how long do I have
House
to go?
of Pain.
Billy
Jump
Ray
Around.
Cyrus, Achy Breaky Heart.
No, we're
Oh, yeah, Jump Around. That's 90s.
I know.
Yes, I know. This is 92.
That's 92.
Okay.
Yeah, big stupid idiot.
I was answering a call, you asshole.
Sorry. But the call said, Clint, your favorite 90s president is H.W. Bush? That's a 90s president?
No, definitely not.
Right Said Fred.
Well, guess what?
Right Said Fred.
90s.
That's 90s.
92.
Okay.
That's where we start.
92.
You're missing a lot of good stuff from the 1990s.
Wait, it still exists.
Yeah.
It's just not categorized in the 90s.
But if you do like the 90s channel, they're not going to skip 1990.
Well, I told you, and then I'm going to call Rich Davis and go, you got to fucking filter some of this early 90s stuff out. This isn't what we think of with the 90s.
Is he the one that's in charge over there?
I hear him.
Okay.
I hear him on the channel a lot. I would imagine he's in charge. That's That's who I would reach out to.
Ice Ice Baby, you don't think 80s.
Ice Ice Baby, I don't really think about.
Yeah.
Well, that's...
Maybe the metal version that he put out. Like
Ice Ice Baby! Let's go to Ken in South Carolina.
Hey, so go back to the 80s. Didn't start until April of 82 when Van Halen released Diver Down.
There you go.
And that was
Troy
80.
thinks it started
And that
January
changed
1st,
everything.
1980.
He does. He thinks when the ball dropped, now it's the 80s.
Nope,
No.
not at all.
No. Well, Troy doesn't have like a... Thank you, Ken. You're,
And I say that it started in February 15th, 1980, when Christopher Cross put out Ride Like the Wind. I love that song.
Well, Funky Town was number 8 in 1980. You think that's an 80s song?
Yeah,
When
that
you
feels
hear-
70s. That feels 70s.
Yeah, because it's still the 70s.
yeah, because it's 1980.
Won't you take me to...
Christopher Cross. Back to the Yacht Rock documentary. I highly recommend it.
Wait,
Christopher Cross.
Listen, you are leading with your heart here.
Like Danielle in Titanic.
Yeah, Danielle's like, well, I really like Titanic, so that's from the 2000s.
Sailing,
like, what?
Sailing is 1980. It was 1980 as well. Christopher Cross. And that's like the Yacht Rock theme.
Who cares about Yacht Rock?
I can't recommend that documentary enough. I watched it 3 times.
I don't even like Yacht Rock.
You'll love it.
I'm not watching it.
You should. Because Christopher Cross needs his flowers.
I grew up in a household that did have a lot of respect for Christopher Cross. I'll be 100% honest.
I get that.
Chris in New Jersey.
God damn.
Hey guys,
Hey,
hey,
man.
I need a cold shower after that phone screening experience. First off,
What?
Was it not great?
but it was very aggressive compared to last week.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. A lot of compliments on last week. This week, the listener feedback has been tough. There's been feedback issues this week.
So, no, I love Troy. June 17th, 1991.
Okay.
Everything I Do It For You was released by Bryan Adams.
Okay. That was it.
There's
Well-
quintessential 90s sound. It set up the sound for the rest of the decade with, Amy Grant and all these lovely artists.
Isn't that fucking great that it was like, what is bringing us into the 90s? Robin of Locksley. Robin Hood with no accent.
I'd be willing to take that.
I would say when I hear Everything I Do It For You, it's definitely a 90s ballad. But that's like
Number one Billboard chart hit of 1991.
You love-
middle of 91 is when it switched.
you love that song.
Yeah, who doesn't?
Yeah.
Thank you, Chris.
All right, 91. See, 91 is still 80s. Color Me Bad, CNC Music Factory, Paul Abdul, these are all 80s.
Yeah, I Want to Sex You Up is not a 90s anthem.
No.
Now, this is a very musically biased room, though. So do we consider the other pop culture, political, athletic phenomenon, do those influence the start of the decade?
Go ahead. No, give me an example. I think because we are bringing up culture.
Well, like he said, that was, summer of 91. But, like, the Bills losing 4 Super Bowls is a very 90s thing. That was very early 91. So are there things that start shifting things?
It started in early 91.
To the left.
Was Bills
their first Super Bowl loss was 91, I think.
But it didn't become a thing until 92. Because it wasn't it wasn't like you could lose one Super Bowl.
Big deal.
But it's the fact that the Bills lost multiple Super Bowls, and so technically that wouldn't have really kicked in until early 92.
You have to lose the first one to lose consecutive.
Well, we all got history, but the 90s Bills were the ones that you lost consecutive, and it doesn't become consecutive until 2. So that gives us early 92.
Yep.
I'm going to stick with it. There's carryover. You're 100% right. There is carryover. David in Ohio. Oh, David panicked.
No.
Executive.
Ryan in Queens.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Turn your radio down.
So,
Turn your radio down.
Oh my god.
I sound great, by the way.
It's easy now. I feel like COVID was a big marker of, the 2020s starting, but I'm having trouble pinpointing what was the end of the 2000s. Was it the iPhone? Was it Obama? That seems a little too early. And then how do we divide up the 2010s?
Yeah, I mean, they fucked up the decades. I'm going to hang up on you because I'm just hearing myself. Okay, when you're talking about, I mean, these decades are kind of fucked. What year did the iPhone come out?
2008.
Yeah, I feel like
the Apple. Pretty sure.
Right around 2008. I feel like that kind of starts ushering us into the 2010s, to tell you the truth.
Released 2007.
Okay, well,
June.
people didn't really have
And
them.
people did not start.
No, like the iPhone that you had to plug into your computer and then connect to the AT&T website was a little different.
I really feel like it was iPhone 2 or 3, whichever one introduced the App Store. And then it was
okay, I like that. App Store iPhone.
Because the first iPhone, it was obviously revolutionary.
Yeah.
But it was still just a phone, text.
Okay, what about this? Because the 2000s are a very complicated decade because of 9/11. I would say the iPhone brought us out of 9/11.
Okay.
We were all bummed out.
How about the iPod brought us out of 9/11?
Well, the iPod was, wasn't it before 9/11?
Yeah.
What? Like the Shuffle and the Nano?
Was the first iPod 2000? 2001?
I think we just kind of
actually, it was
started to get
right
MP3
after.
players.
It was a month after 9/11.
We needed it. We needed it.
back.
We needed it bad.
We
It
needed
was
to bounce back.
Thank you,
right.
Steve.
It was. Yeah. He's like, I know everybody's. 9/11 was tough, but we're gonna have iPods under the tree for
Yeah,
Christmas.
good news.
Yeah. So,
But even that, people didn't jump on the first iPod. I remember getting the second iPod for Christmas. I brought it over to my friend's house, and I had to explain to everybody what this was and why it was so cool.
yeah, the iPod era, I would say 2003 to 2004 ish was the time when it was white earbuds every single place you went.
Yeah.
I remember walking around because I remember being in Syracuse, and it was you just realized, everybody is wearing wired white earpods.
Because it caught on once it caught on,
it was there.
Caught on.
It was there, and it was end of 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005. That was all just every single person had an iPod, and then you had the Shuffles and the Minis and all those things.
Zunes.
The Zune had a rough go.
People had Zunes.
in addition to your flip phone.
Oh,
yeah, you had a flip phone
You
and
know?
an iPod.
Yeah, because you couldn't put music on your phone yet.
Bro, I was walking around. I was walking around with my Razor and my iPod. I was even the shit back then. That's crazy.
Now that you think about
I
it,
think about that. I'm like, man, even back then, I ruled. Yeah, and then that brings us up to iPhone in 2007. Isn't that weird? You could argue that the first decade of the 2000s is all about the iPod, and the second decade of the 2000s is all about the iPhone.
Yeah. And I
Right?
think it starts kind of around 2012. Because people, you know what I mean? Like, I think
Hit me.
2012 is once people really, like, got rid of the flip phones and had a full-time iPhone. And that's also when Instagram started getting
Yes,
big.
and social media in general.
Yeah.
The whole waves, that's 2012. And once we got over 9/11 by everybody getting iPods, that's when the 2000s begins.
Mm-hmm.
So again, 02, like it's about 2 years into the decade is when the decade always begins. Unless you're Troy, who insists it's New Year's Day of the first year.
Just saying, you guys are forgetting a lot of good music.
It still gets to exist.
Yeah, we're not.
It's still. It doesn't mean.
But when you're saying best of the '90s,
yeah,
that there's some music that gets included in that. Sorry,
it doesn't. Sorry.
No.
Like if you're a dope who has a great song and decides to put it out in the buffer period, because don't forget too,
Sorry.
like it doesn't
Getting
go.
lost.
It doesn't go from one thing to the next thing. There's a buffer period. So you're right. Maybe something came out like late in 90 is not really 80s, but it's not really 90s yet either. You're the one who's deciding to record music in the buffer period.
Yes.
If you want to be iconic for a decade, stay out of the buffer period. That's all I'm saying.
Have some sense.
It's idiotic. John in Virginia.
Hey guys, I think that you could argue that the 90s were wrapped up really nice in 99 with American Pie, Class of 99, Last Great Generation, and then they ushered into 2000s with the American College, Wedding, all that bullshit.
Well, I've actually heard, and if anybody in the room wants to back me up, I've actually heard that the American Pie series, even into the straight-to-video releases, maintained a certain degree of quality.
Continued well into the 2000s. Yeah, I don't like his assertion that the college years of American Wedding were bullshit.
Right, you hate that.
Well, fine films.
Right. What about Naked Mile?
Incredible.
So even when the only connections to the original were Eugene Levy and Stifler's brother,
it's like being related to someone who came over on the Mayflower.
Right. Miles Standish.
Yeah, the lineage continues.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, but there is something to be said though about the early 2000s and that last era of the sort of raunchy teen or college romp that we don't really get anymore.
That's true, but the early 2000s had an amazing. That was the Will Ferrell run and the early Judd Apatow run.
Superbad was 2007.
Yeah. Right. So that's the 2000s, right? It's like Old School, 40-Year-Old Virgin, Superbad.
I think Sex Drive was 2008.
Sex Drive.
That was one of the last great ones. So Sex Drive is incredible.
I believe you.
It was a very funny movie.
I believe you. I'm not critical of the film because I haven't seen it, but I'm questioning the fact that I think there are many with me who also have not seen the film.
Somewhere out there, there's a chunk of our listenership who loves the movie Sex Drive.
One of them is you.
Absolutely. I speak for them right now.
Okay, I'm looking. Clark Duke. I know Clark Duke.
Was he in The Office?
Yes.
Is that young Dwight?
Yeah. That was young Dwight. Seth Green is in it.
I mean, at that point, Seth Green was in everything.
He was in everything for a minute there.
James Marsden.
I like James Marsden, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sex Drive. You're saying is a quintessential kind of the capper. I know. What was that, like X Party or whatever that?
No. That doesn't touch Sex Drive.
Sex Drive's much better.
Yeah. What was that? Yeah, whatever. Project X or whatever the hell it was.
Something like that?
Yeah. Tried very hard.
You thinking of Project 2025?
That's right.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, this is Sex Drive. Oh, it's a trailer for Sex Drive.
Ian Gunn's 69. All right, let's watch it.
That's already funny because 69.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
No, I get it.
We open up against Michigan in 2 weeks, so coach has got me hitting the bench pretty hard.
It's obvious Photoshop.
Shoot.
Oh, they're having a sex chat.
How much is a lot? I'm putting up 300.
That's a lot of weight.
Ian, you're 18 and you've never had a girlfriend.
Look at James
That's
Marsden.
how people wind up getting gay.
I don't think
Can you
that's
pause
really
for a
how it
second?
happens. And anyway, there is a girl.
I'm not against.
He's warning him against the dangers.
You can't do this
of
anymore.
getting gay.
And that's not just a deep cut scene. This is the trailer for the film.
I mean, it's very much the premise of the film.
Don't
All
be
right,
gay.
So far, very in the 90s.
2000s.
Yeah.
This is 2000s. They're very still in the insensitivity of the early 2000s. Also, James Marsden in this film might be the worst Stifler ripoff that I've ever
What?
seen.
No, he made it his own.
This feels like one of those things where in the script it says a Stifler type, but they won't cast Sean William Scott. You know what I mean? Like Sean William Scott is reading for a Stifler
He's
type.
like, I am Stifler.
And somehow somebody else gets it.
I'll tell you, when James Marsden did the Stifler type, he did it justice.
He
if
did.
You watch the film, incredible.
If I can trust anybody with that information, it's you, Mike. And so the premise here is that James Marsden has to stop. Is this his cousin, younger brother?
It's his little brother,
and he's got to stop him from being
from potentially turning out gay.
I see. Well, I mean, people don't remember, and they go like, "Hey,"
which was not good back then.
They go, "Hey, like that's fucking crazy. Don't even talk about that." But like, there was a time where that was a conversation. Unfortunately,
it would have been disastrous for the family.
I see, and he's worried about it.
Yes,
I see.
Ian, you're 18 and you've never had a girlfriend. That's how people wind up getting gay.
I don't think that's really how it happens. And anyway, there is a girl.
Where'd you meet her?
Online.
What? Don't you watch Dateline? She's probably a guy.
Maybe. But what if she's not?
Look at him. He's so young.
You know, she
I do
doesn't
like
me.
too that this is like this is early enough 2000s that the TCAP community was just building. You know, Dateline was the thing, and like the idea of dating online, like Danielle, you're watching where the dating online is like, are you crazy to meet someone on the internet?
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's a time capsule.
Well, there was a time when meeting someone on the internet meant you were either going to get molested or murdered.
Right.
Or you were going to do
the molesting or murdering. And there are three things that you don't want to do: being molested, being murdered, or being gay.
Gay, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, those are, okay.
I think you were say being a Giants fan.
That's how you
but
get
there's
gay.
a considerable amount of overlap.
Right, yeah. I see.
Yeah, she wants
What was I supposed to tell her? That I make minimum wage, dress as a donut?
Ian, why you gotta work the mouth when you talk to me? Sorry, it's a habit. Holy buckets. She wants me to give her the...
Did you see his license plate?
What did it say? Was it something Stifler would have on his license plate? Oh my God. His license plate reads NOFATCHX. Colloquially, I believe we'd read that as Mike.
No fat chicks.
Yeah.
Well, this was a time before the POG. No one knew what that was back then.
By the way, it was post POG POG. We knew what a
That's
POG.
what I thought we were talking
about.
No, but you're talking about PAW.
POG.
PAWG, which stands for
a fat ass white girl.
I see. Okay. Thank you for
You roll
filling
up
me
in a 69 GTO, she's not gonna care what you look like.
Nice. Stifler's mad.
Yep.
His GTO is gone.
So how's it feel?
Feels pretty.
Yes. MGMT.
I wouldn't know anything about your 69
MGMT.
GTO Judge. 455 big block Ram Air. Well, good luck with your future ride, spaceman.
Oh, Fall Out Boy.
Fall Out Boy playing an MGMT song in the trailer.
Put your hands on your head. I can't move the other arm. Who said that? I can't move the other arm.
I'm gonna.
I don't know.
Sir, I'm not resisting. It's foam, sir.
Is that Big Cat?
The big Mexican won't go down.
I see The Charm. I don't know that I'll probably watch it this weekend.
I'm going to tell you something. The trailer does not do it justice.
Okay, I believe you. I'm going to guess there's a coming of age.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah. Let's go to Ken on Long Island. What's up, Ken?
Hey, you guys are forgetting something about Mary.
I mean, I've never once forgotten about the film Something About Mary.
Well,
Talked about it yesterday with Brett Favre.
You never have Steve Stifler if Cameron Diaz didn't wipe Ben Stiller's load in her hair, I don't think.
That's a great point. That's a great point, Ken. You know, I think Ben Stiller's load walked so Stifler could run. John in San Diego.
Hi, Sammy Brandmuffin. What's up? Okay.
You are.
Yes. Actually, technically, the 90s started in 89 and ended in 98.
No.
Hold on.
No.
89. Perhaps you know a little show called The Simpsons?
No. Yeah. Travis, you
hold on. Let me have my say. And then Star Trek Next Generation started getting good because you see all the memes that don't reference the first 2 seasons. They reference the later on seasons, so that's part of the 90s.
First of all, John, wait a second, John.
The Gulf War with the Stealth Fighter.
Gulf War
and
was
a little known movie called Terminator 2.
Stop. These aren't good examples.
You guys
dude.
are forgetting about Star Trek: The Next Generation.
First of all, the minute you bring up TNG is the minute I'm out. Like, that's not
from
true.
the 90s started.
When was Simpsons... When did it actually start?
89. Remember the Tracy Chapman show or whatever her name is?
That's right, Tracy Chapman. Tracy Takes On.
It was
Tracy
Tracy
Chapman.
show.
I got a fast
Altman
car.
Pratt, whatever her name is.
When was Simpsons season 3?
It would be like 91, 92.
Yeah, I want the official answer.
You mean when it's considered to be...
When is season 3 of The Simpsons?
The 3rd season of The Simpsons began airing in September 19th, 1991.
I mean, it's literally on the nose.
Yeah, and concluded
Never mind
August
and the
92.
Simpsons.
It's on the nose. The 90s Simpsons
started in 89.
is not season 1. Go back to your TNG example. The later nobody brings up season 1. Nobody. So you're telling me in the 90s The Simpsons was all about Bart and we didn't realize Homer was actually the star? No. Eat my shorts, dude.
Nice.
Thank you. Nailed him. That was a good one. I decided to hang up on him because...
I stopped listening after he brought up Star Trek.
Let's go to David in Ohio. What's up, David?
Well, Travis, being the twerp that he is, kind of stole mine. I was going to say 90s began in 91 with Nirvana, Nevermind.
David, I said that 20 minutes ago.
No, Travis was being a bit of
You just said it a second ago.
I said it again.
He said it 1 second ago. What a wiener this guy is.
When we
you know
started
what? I'm going to tell you, David,
But
I saw. He read the phone screen. He took your shit.
But also, Sam, you'll also remember the great movie Suburban Commando came out that same year. And there's the line... What are you, nuts? This is the 90s.
And
we're going to sue you.
They even put that in the trailer, I remember.
Yeah, that's how I remember that joke, because it was the trailer was on some VHS I used to watch.
Over and over again. Thank you, David. You're 100% right. Suburban Commando, cemented in the 90s, everybody's favorite 90s movie. Shep Ramsey is the character Hulk Hogan plays.
Chef Gordon Ramsay?
No, Shep. But yes, I love, and there's nothing better from the 90s than a good trailer joke, because you've seen the trailer so many times over and over again. Tim in Atlanta.
Yeah, I don't think the 90s started until about 92, 93. Look at how vehicles were designed. I had a Camaro that was a 91, and you would not be able to tell the difference between that and 90.
I'm going to tell you, thank you, Tim. I feel like you just called to brag about your Camaro. I don't think that Will in Iowa. What's up, Will?
Yo, 89 had Head Like a Hole, 9 Inch Nails.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So that 9 Inch Nails is 90s. I don't think 80s.
9 Inch Nails is 90s. Head Like a Hole and that first album, they were playing like techno pop TV shows. Like they were a completely different band.
Yeah. So was Ministry. Mine Is a Terrible Thing to Taste. That came out in the 80s, but I think 90s with Ministry. Although they had a whole thing in the 80s.
The question is, when did 9 Inch Nails started fucking like animals?
93.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was that the downward spiral?
Downward
or was
Spiral.
that 93 or 94?
I'm going to say 94.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But either way.
Broken was before that, and that was a fucking great album.
Broken's their best album.
Bro, I'm going to say the same thing.
Broken is their best album.
Pop your shirts off and hug each other on that.
You know what? Yes.
And now, Mike, this is what you've been waiting for. Miguel in Los Angeles.
Yeah, 94.
What's up, Miguel?
Hey, what's up? April 17th, Not Sam Wrestling. I'll be there in Vegas.
Yes, of course. We haven't been plugging it enough because I keep forgetting. Las Vegas, Comedy Cellar, Thursday, April 17th, 5 p.m. show. Not Sam Wrestling podcast will be there live. I will be there with guests. Get your tickets. They're on Ticketmaster. You can get the link at notsam.com.
Hey, Mike is right. Sex Drive it's a pretty funny movie. As soon as I drop off my kids at school right now, I'm going to come back and watch it.
Good for you, Miguel. Good for you.
Hey, by the way, Troy, he's great on the phones, but he could be a little bit nicer. But I still like him either way, though.
I know you like him as a human, but he's just not polite on the phones. He doesn't what the thing about Troy is his bedside manner is not great.
I mean, I'm trying to be efficient here on the phone.
Yeah, you got a lot of people calling in.
There's a lot of people calling, and I'm trying to talk on the air as well. So I'm multitasking here, bro.
Oh.
Well, all right. Well, it's okay. I understand. Working with Travis in his wiener mode. I understand.
Wiener mode. You have any idea how angry that makes me every day, Miguel?
I get it. And imagine, Miguel, screening phone calls, and every phone call you're taking is just telling you that you are wrong. That sucks.
Yeah, it's like I'm the one that has to put that up.
Yeah.
So I'm not happy about that.
We got another one who thinks you guys are right and I'm wrong.
And by the way, Miguel, I'm tired of the Photoshops. They're rather mean.
You don't like that?
You know what that means.
That wasn't me.
Well, you're posting it on your Instagram.
No, but I'm telling people not to put them up and not to send them to you.
See,
that's fair. That's good.
I thought we were homies, Miguel.
Good for you. Good for you, Miguel.
We are.
Yeah, he's saying don't do this anymore. This is an example of what not to do.
Yeah, please, don't send me any more to Jim and Sam Dink memes on Instagram, please. It's very rude.
Thank you, Miguel.
Hi, later, man.
Later.
Man.
Charlie in West Virginia. What's up, Charlie?
Hey, buddy, you got to talk about Sex Drive. You got to talk about Rumspringa.
Is that a big theme of Sex Drive?
Very important moment in Sex Drive.
Rumspringa. Rumspringa is, of course, when the Amish are allowed to leave the community and live as a non-Amish human to find out if they really want to dedicate their lives to being Amish.
Seth Green and all the Amish farmers completely rebuild the GTO. And then the guy references is going to get fucked with a roll of quarters.
Well,
now I don't have to see the movie.
Mike is thinking about that scene right now, Charlie, and he is guffawing.
Yeah.
He is in hysterics.
Do you think Sex Drive is in Mike's Letterboxd top 4?
I would say so.
Oh, absolutely.
I would say so. Top 4?
What about 100%. the black dildo when he's got something for the guy's little daughter when he's in the donut suit?
I didn't want to ruin it for the guys because the preview does show him dressed in the donut suit. In fact, it's on the poster for the movie, but they don't include the black dildo on that.
That's great. I got to check that out. Thank you, Charlie. And then Josh in Cleveland. Josh.
Oh, it's free on Pluto TV.
Pluto's got it?
Yeah.
Okay, I figured it'd be on one of them. What's up, Josh?
Is that me?
Yes.
Cleveland?
Yep.
Yeah. So first off, Mike is totally right. He's also my favorite part of the show.
Well,
Troy is a very close second.
Okay, that's a little,
that movie.
It's a little tough, but okay.
Josh, can I be third?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, that's a little bit of a bummer. I'm sure you're a fan of Danielle as well. So.
Sucks for you, Sam.
All right, I'll just answer the phones then.
Dude, so as that guy was just talking about Rumspringa, I saw in Columbus a couple years ago a midget Amish guy who was on Rumspringa, and I nearly lost my mind. I was fucking giddy as shit.
You love that.
And all I could yell out, I legit in a mall where I didn't know anybody yelled out Rumspringa just because of that.
That's incredible.
Dude, 100% the funniest movie I've ever seen. I told my sister to go see it. This is when it came out in the theater. And, I saw her the next day, and she's like, yeah, you're right. It's the funniest.
Man, we got a lot of fans, thank you, Josh, of the film Sex Drive. I had no idea.
And it's an incredible movie.
They've been bubbling under the surface this entire time.
We're out there.
Wow.
We're out there.
Wow. Joe in Orange County. What's up, Joe?
Morning, boys.
Morning.
And Danielle. What about all those old school early '90s sitcoms, Home Improvement, Family Matters, Full House.
Wow, I think that most of them hit their stride, into the 90s. Like
Home Improvement, that's like mid-90s.
Yeah, first season of Family Matters does it, and Full House, they don't even resemble what the show turned into.
Home Improvement, again, started September 91. I would make a real strong argument that September 91
that's the month.
Is when the 90s started.
That's the month.
There it is.
September
we figured it out. Thanks, boys.
Thank you, Joe. That's got to be tough for you, Troy. September of 91.
We're ignoring, 22 months.
A lot of good music came out in those 22 months.
It still exists. You're still allowed to enjoy all of it.
Nobody's taking it away.
Nobody's taking it away.
Okay.
All right. Well, listen. What do you say we take a break?
I would love that.
Yeah, I got pissed like motherfucker.
You do?
Yeah.
Sometimes Sam does this on purpose.
Well, Sam's on a roll, and then he's like, "Oh, let's just keep the party going."
Thinks he's being cute.
Well, I thought it was a pretty cute segment.
And did he say like this show, like we're gonna keep like a format?
Yeah.
And that's out the fucking window.
Uh-huh.
But by the way, we did 2 discernible segments in the first segment.
Oh yeah, for sure. I could cut those up.
Yeah. I mean, and in my mind, I was like, okay, sorry guys. Like in my mind, I said, I know these guys want to take a break.
I mean, I really thought we were going to take a break before you started talking about the 80s cruise, and then look, we just did another hour.
I thought we were going to do a quick news story, and then I realized we're in the second segment, so we got to run this out.
I think we did it.
Then let's take a break, and we'll be right back. Stay there.
We'll be right back with Sam Roberts Show.
Always farming, good monkeys, it feels fine.
We're back with Sam Roberts Show.
In competition for the male gaze, I'll say, she posted a video that she's now saying. And by the way, like, it's all lies. Like, I don't understand. But she's now saying that she, like Bonnie Blue, so the whole thing with these ladies is that they say that their whole goal is to provide pleasure. They just love providing pleasure. They love providing pleasure to their fans. This is why you remember Bonnie Blue was the one who set the Guinness World Record for, I don't know if Guinness was actually there, but it was the world record for being for getting to know the most amount of men biblically inside a 12-hour period. It was just over 1,000 men that she got to know biblically. And then there was the story about then she got pregnant, but that ended up being a lie, a falsity, because she wants to pay for somebody's IVF, which we never got a follow-up on. Or if there was, it was just not on my radar. Well, Lily Phillips is the other British OnlyFans model who also had a large gathering of men that she got to know biblically, but hers was only like 100-something. And she had also said that she was pregnant, but now is she not pregnant anymore? Is that was she wearing like a fake belly or something, or is she still pregnant? I don't know.
I think it was a lie. Because she had a big belly.
Role play. So I guess she was role playing.
She was role playing
as someone who is just pregnant
at the same time as Bonnie Blue.
Yes,
was a role play, and they were both role playing at the same time.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, that's totally justifiable, and let's continue to subscribe. Well, now in a move that is clearly not role playing and surely true.
Yes.
Video has come out of her saying that she had previously offered to gratify her oldest fans on her OnlyFans. And I guess she says that she was at a nursing home, an assisted living facility, getting to know these gentlemen here.
I'm visiting my oldest. Today I'm at the care home visiting my oldest fawn. When I said I don't mind guys any age or any size, I really meant it.
Can you pause for a moment? So as we're watching this, she's there with her oldest fawn, who, by the way, does not look that old. He has a white beard. Like, he looks like he's really not that old.
Some people with white beards are not that old, or as old as you would think they are.
Some people are older than you would think.
Some, but not most.
White beards are not great.
Shit.
What were you going to say?
I forget.
Oh, because he doesn't. By the way, not shocking. Stuff slips out all the time, doesn't it?
This whole thing is shocking to me because she is so beautiful.
Right. Well, I want you to know, Troy, it's probably false.
Yeah, don't worry.
Right. I want you to know that what she's doing is she's finding guys like you who are distracted by her unbelievable beauty, which you're right, and saying, I'll just say whatever. And no matter how many times I lie, they'll continue to believe it's the truth because I am so beautiful.
I thought this was for her OnlyFans. She's not doing it on her OnlyFans?
She is doing it on her OnlyFans.
She's having sex with these old guys.
Well, she's not. I don't know if she's actually having sex with them.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not subscribed to her OnlyFans. Are you?
Not yet. Tell me if this video is up or not. But for the guy with the white mutton chops, doesn't look that old to me.
He's probably 70.
He doesn't look 70 to me.
Yeah.
He looks like a guy.
Looks like Travis's age.
What the fuck?
Okay, so late 60s, early 70s. Okay,
Catching
that's fine.
strays
That's
over
fine.
here.
He's mad about the 90s thing still.
Yeah.
But my problem is the guy who she says is her oldest fan's friend, who's like popping over her shoulder. Yeah. He seems like he's got real serial killer tendencies.
Oh,
he seems like a real weirdo.
I mean, these are guys who have no idea how to act around a woman like that.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like you're buying into the kayfabe a little bit. Can I tell you something? This is going to shock you, Troy.
Go ahead.
I think there's a good chance she's not even at an assisted living facility.
What?
Come on.
Did you ever even think that?
Not for a second.
Look at that window.
That's a window. Well, you would just think that the people in charge of the assisted living facility would be like, hey, what's that porn star doing here?
They don't know.
No?
Not everybody knows. If I walked past her, I wouldn't know.
They should be someone's granddaughter.
Yeah. People go to visit all the time.
Sexually flirting with them?
Well, but they're not eavesdropping on the conversation. They just
covered
seem,
up.
I mean, the one guy is like literally like nuzzling her shoulder.
Giving his granddaughter a hug.
From behind?
He looks like he's going to do murder.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. This guy I'm very worried about. Yeah. No, I would have real concerns if that was this would be worse if it was the granddaughter. It feels like one of those movies that you find on the tube sites.
Well, that's all of them on the tube sites now. Apparently, nobody is masturbating to videos that don't feature people who are related to some degree.
Is that right?
That's
They
like
love
the
that.
entire thing.
Oh wow! It's not a genre anymore. It's the whole.
It's just taken over.
Wow.
I guess people have just edged and gooned themselves to a level where they now need to add this level of psychological taboo.
I see.
To every masturbation session, so they can't click on a video unless it says stepbrother, stepsister.
The level of gooning, and really the only reason it says that is probably because legally they can't just put brother sister, right?
And Mike, where does that go in 20 years?
I don't know.
Good question.
I don't know because like the MILF genre, they start to like upsell you with like
who started the MILF genre?
Old ladies.
Who started the MILF genre?
American Pie.
That's Stifler himself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and his mom.
Well, Stifler's mother, but it was the other guy. It was the MILF guys.
John Cho.
Who really started it, chanting MILF, MILF, MILF.
Great scene.
I mean, in the annals of film history, that goes down.
But that is a good question. The fact that like MILF, we're about 20 years removed from MILF. So the fact that it has gone so far as like Mike is saying that all the tube sites are just inundated with like sort of this weird stepmom, stepbrother, incestual, yeah.
So yeah, that's the question is like, where do you push it? Like when I was watching porn as a kid, it was like anal was like the biggest thing ever. Like you couldn't believe it. And it's like
you got excited by it?
By anal when I was a kid? Yeah, of course.
Right.
But I mean, think about that's just like if you watch a porno today and they don't have anal, it's like what's the problem?
Right? Is this? Well, yeah. Is this even? This I feel like this is a mainstream movie I'm watching. Like, what is this? Is this PG-13? What are we?
Did I put on the Brutalist?
Yeah, well, I don't understand. Is this? What is this? Disney Plus? I thought I was.
So it's like, where do you go? Like, what's next for like pushing taboos?
I truly don't know.
Take a guess.
Does it
if
worry?
You had a guess.
Does it worry you, or do you enjoy it?
No, I mean it's not for. I don't like it. I tried to avoid anything that says step, but it's like it's just all of it.
And then they'll go like this. They won't put it in the title, and they'll go like right before they start to make love. They'll go, by the way, great to do this with a step sibling, and you go, what they got me.
They slip it into the fucking dialogue too, so you hear it and you're like, Jesus fucking Christ,
yeah.
Why?
Yeah, like right before you're all.
You can't even find the word.
I mean, it's just you're so charged up It's all happening.
There was a time
you're writhing, and then all of a sudden, right before you're ready for your scene, they go, "Just don't tell Mom," and you're like, "Oh, what? Ah!" And you take an Ace Ventura shower.
There was a time when it was all kept out of the home.
Yeah,
it wasn't a family member. It was a teacher, a personal trainer.
What about this one, Mike? What about this? The husband leaves, and the pizza boy comes over.
Perfect.
What happened to that?
Those were the good old days.
Hey, what happened to the sexy plumbers?
Yeah, exactly.
They showed up, they laid pipe, they delivered big sausage, they left.
That's it.
They weren't sitting around on the couch when the husband got home.
Right. Yeah, now they're on the couch, the husband comes home, he's forced to watch, this one's stuck in a vending machine, also they're related, and you're like, what's happened to our society?
Yeah, the cuckold wasn't paying the bulls college tuition.
Right.
See, this entertainment went through its decade shift as well.
Right. And I don't think I like where we're at. Right. You're right. This entertainment did. And now we're at the point where we're like, oh, let me subscribe to this OnlyFans because this lady's showing up at a nursing home. Like, wouldn't you think that, well, I was going to subscribe to her OnlyFans, but she's doing weird nursing home stuff.
And don't you feel bad for her? Or is that just, am I showing my age by saying that? Because it's like, this girl has to just keep pushing herself to do, like, okay, she gets all this press for now saying she's going to an elderly home and sleeping with the people there. Now she has to be like, now she has to up it next month and be like, now I'm doing this.
But you know what? That's just content creators.
Yeah, I think it's sort of a Mike Rowe situation.
Do you think the content will never run out?
Yeah.
You think this is a dirty job scenario?
Yeah, I mean, he walks through like a pipe filled with shit.
Right. But it's like, and you go, I feel bad he has to do that, but ultimately, whose show is this?
Yeah, it's Mike Rose.
It's Mike Rose. He made the choice. Yeah, that's it. That's the thing. If she were like working with weirdo film studios that were making her do disgusting things, then I'd be like, oh, we gotta save this human being. But now that it's like literally an OnlyFans thing where you get to just choose whatever you want. If you're this addicted to fame, I mean, at a point, it's like,
but it doesn't end up in a good place.
No. But you go down that road.
No, but like I just said, all content creating, it doesn't end in a good place. Well, it's this obsession with like having to continue to feed the algorithm and continue to get subscribers. Whether it's her on OnlyFans or Nick Avocado, whatever his name is, they're continuing.
He's putting the weight on. He's taking the weight off. He thinks he's an evil genius. Everybody's teasing him. What's going on with this mukbang guy?
But it's like the same thing in a way.
It is, but
I think there is a disease of more.
Yeah.
That, to Travis's point, permeates beyond porn, permeates beyond everything. This idea that that there's this never ending pit that is, it's just insatiable. That you can go and be like, look at all this attention that I just got. I need more. And I'm sure you see it in music, right? Where it's like some people go like, yeah, you know what? I had a hit song here. I was a success. A lot of people like me. I'm good with that. And then there's other people that just they can never enjoy that success because they get obsessed with replicating that song so they can get the success again. I want to feel that rush again, and I want it more.
But there is a difference between okay, I brought this guy up the other week, the big fat guy that dances like yes, that guy.
You like that guy?
I like that guy.
Yeah.
But I couldn't imagine every day waking up and being like, I have to find food and shake my fat belly and make a video to put up on the internet for people.
Right.
But I think I could, if that were my life, I think I could live with myself in 30 years being like, okay, I was a fat guy that had to keep shaking my belly for likes.
And what were you singing? What?
Yes. This poor girl, I mean, eventually I'm sure she's going to want to be a mother. I'm sure she's going to want to have a regular life.
Can I tell you something?
What?
I love old Troy's savior complex.
I'm not trying to be a savior. I'm just saying I have compassion for this poor girl.
I know you do. I bet you do.
But I think you might be placing your morals on her.
And maybe check into the nursing home. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe you take her under a ring and your wing and talk to her.
You're right, and maybe she'll find a guy that is excited about all this and all this attention she got in sleeping with all these random old people in a nursing home.
I also wonder, as time goes on, everybody just has so much bullshit on the internet that we do get to a place where literally nothing matters. You know, like because we are getting out of that era of going through old tweets and canceling and doing this and finding
not.
Who's getting canceled.
That Amelia Perez star almost derailed the entire Oscars thing for that movie.
She seems like a fucking asshole.
But I'm saying, like she was totally canceled for like a good week.
For a good week, that's true.
For those George Floyd tweets
That's true.
You know? No, I don't think we're out of that at all. I think it's settled down.
I think it's settled
but
down.
We're not out of it.
And
You've got an Oscar movie.
Well,
you better not be tweeting about George Floyd.
And take a wild guess who's finding those tweets. It's not a Twitter mob.
Oh, no.
Finding those tweets. Yes. There are people
on both sides
campaigning
that are finding those tweets.
Yeah, that have vested interests in. There are certain people that see a movie sweeping and go like, "Whoop, yes." No, but I do. I think that I think there is a problem that is bigger now than it ever was, because it's so easy for people to get famous momentarily now that nobody is happy just with doing it. They want to do it again, and I want to do it again, and I want to do it again. And, and that's why you end up in a scenario where you're like, I'll pretend I'm pregnant. I'll pretend I'm going to a nursing home. I'll pretend, and there is no tomorrow.
It's also more fleeting now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because people can go viral and then it's like, yeah, I'm over it.
Right.
It's not like it's a celebrity where you watch them on a show and you grow to know them and love them. It's just they're more disposable now.
Even viral stars that you'd be like, oh yeah, it would take months and months and months for somebody to truly go viral. And then you'd remember it for years. Now, literally just now, I was like, remember when Bonnie Blue said she was pregnant? And you all were like, no.
And it's also so segmented. I mean, there are, shows on YouTube, let's say, like content creators on YouTube that have millions and millions and millions of views, and you've never even heard of them.
Yep.
And they are incredibly successful in their field, but it's not like it was going viral 10, 15 years ago.
You watch iShowSpeed?
No, but I know.
That's what I mean, right? That's a perfect,
yes.
And it's, and it's not even to the point where you can say, well, because this is a niche thing over here. They're as mainstream as anybody can ever be, but mainstream, to your point, has been segmented so much.
Yeah.
Which is the ultimate irony of all this social media. That when it first started, everybody said this brings us all together. Facebook, oh, what if everybody brings you all together? Everything brings us all together. And then somebody was like, and you know what would be great? Adding algorithms. And then somehow algorithms on the thing that brings us all together completely separates us to the point where people have this idea of what's true and false, and it completely conflicts with what somebody else thinks
not
is
even
true and false.
Not even what's true and false, also what's popular. Like people be like, everybody's talking about it. I'd be like, nobody I know is talking about that.
Nobody's talking, and you're like, it's trending. And you're like, those are tailored trends.
Yeah.
You can't even trust that. And then,
and your beliefs.
Your beliefs.
You get in your echo chamber of everyone thinks this.
Yeah.
No.
Nope. No, they don't. Just the people who already thought that think this. And who are easily gullible. Sometimes people show up to work and they're like, hey, you guys got to talk about this because I just read this was happening. And then their coworkers are in the radio studio with them, pointing out why it's not happening. And then they get pissed. And then they say the 90s started on January 1st, 1990. You just never know.
I feel like you're being extremely specific.
No. This is for everybody. I'm talking to the listeners.
That's like a what if.
That's a what if. I'm talking to the listeners. I'm not talking about this room.
Oh.
So anyway, here she is, the great Lily Phillips, who's kicking it with these old dudes.
When I said I don't mind guys any age or any size, I really meant it. I found my oldest fan via Facebook, and when I asked for his address, he actually sent me the address of a care home. So I'm actually here with him and his friends, and I'm going to show them a good time. When I said I don't mind guys...
All right. Keep going. Yeah, they looped it when they recorded the video, but yeah, just a hot 23-year-old OnlyFans girl being surrounded by old men in a nursing home. It's like, oh yeah, this would be good promotion. Everybody will subscribe to the OnlyFans.
And that's all it is. She's not...
No.
What?
It's not real.
Yeah, it's not real.
How do you know? I mean...
Go ahead.
I don't subscribe to her OnlyFans. You don't know.
Right. So you're like, oh.
But she had sex with like 100 guys on her OnlyFans, right? But they couldn't get, or was that Bonnie? Well, she did it on her OnlyFans too.
She did 100.
But still 100 guys.
Bonnie Blue did 1,000. But so you're more like, oh, we can't trust that official government story. But Lily Phillips
definitely had sex with that man in the nursing home.
Yeah, Lily Phillips. What, is she going to lie?
This poor woman.
I don't know. It just makes me sad for some reason.
Poor thing.
It's just like she has parents. I mean, like, I can't imagine her parents being proud of this.
You don't think so? She's an entrepreneur. She's a business person.
I get it.
Hello, Sharks. I'd like you to invest in my OnlyFans. And they're all like, no. And Robert Herjavec's like, what are you doing on this OnlyFans now? And all we have to do is subscribe?
Do you have a dog?
Yeah. She's like, not you, Robert.
Not you, Robert. Anyone else?
Anyone else? I haven't said I'm out yet. Please do.
Okay. I'm talking to Mr. Wonderful now.
Yeah. Yeah. So, now she's hanging out with, quote unquote. It's not real. None of it's real. It's all fake.
I hope you're right.
So if you
get more subscribers.
Yes, if you feel bad, Troy, just remember it's all fake. And for you,
it's the carrot at the end of the stick,
right?
To make you continue to subscribe.
And I get it. I'm an old man saying something that's like, "Oh, this is silly. This girl's making money and she's doing her thing and she's living her truth and whatever."
Well, she's lying. Actually, she's not living her truth. She's totally lying.
She's being sexual on the internet for money.
Oh yeah, she is. But she's working the marks. You know what I mean?
No, I hear you.
Yeah, and she's getting the money. What would you rather? Like, if let's just talk about like porn in general.
Nice.
90s when it was, or like even 2000s when it was just all owned by these giant companies.
Or, I mean, it's still going on now, right?
Still, yeah. Or these women and men like making the money on their own and putting it in their own bank accounts.
Yeah, there's a huge difference between being on OnlyFans and doing it yourself and collecting all the money and having some like
creative control.
Yeah, some company telling you what to do.
Like, I think if it has to be one way, this is great because the people that should be making the money are making the money.
Right.
I hear you. Yes. I guess I know coming up in the 90s and knowing some porn stars and seeing where they're at now.
Oh, of course.
Biblically.
And seeing where they are. It's honestly, dude, like, it's really sad.
Of course. Absolutely.
They're not happy. They're not proud of their careers.
I think it's a little different now, though.
Okay, but I would imagine
because they were getting churned out through that system.
Nice.
And not churned out like that.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, they're being eaten alive.
Ew.
You know?
Nice.
No,
Nice.
not like that.
Oh, okay.
But what I'm saying is, I imagine when you put all this on the
You
internet,
know what I'm saying, right, Mike?
of course, and all this is out there for everybody to see, and you're doing all this crazy sexual shit. I get it. You're under control of it, but in 20, 30 years. I would say the majority of these people are not going to be proud that they did this.
Yeah, a lot of them probably, and then a lot of them are probably going to be like, no big deal.
Okay, boomer.
I know. I get it.
I got with that one. Right.
And it also, there's an interesting philosophical question there because so many people will sell effectively their souls, give up decades of their lives working jobs that bring them, no satisfaction in an office every day, going through this awful commute that's only being made worse by our leaders in Albany, and they don't reap the kind of financial rewards.
Yeah,
they're dropping 9.
They don't have the kind of control over their career. They don't just say
right.
She shoots when she wants to shoot. If she wants to do it in a nursing home or a 100-man gangbang or whatever content it is. The money is hers. You go invest it, real estate, index fund.
Right. And it's not like there's any evidence of her going to theme parks and almost getting into fights with teenage girls digitally.
Sounds like mentally she may be in a much better place than some other people I know.
Like everybody's got their own weird digital footprint that they got to worry about. Greg in New Jersey. What's up, Greg?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Yeah, I just wanted to comment on the algorithm system. So they're using literal psychologists to create these like millions and millions of data points to ensure that, number one, you're being constantly reinforced and fed your own opinions back to you, and the kind of like insidious evil nature of what that is.
Is that why every time I sign on, somebody's like, yes, Roman Reigns is the tribal chief?
Probably.
I knew it.
Yeah, probably. And the other thing, too, is that you have college students who are literally coming out of like school with major engineering degrees, and their best job prospects are to figure out how to keep your eyes
on an advertisement on a social media site for one more second.
It's so
and
crazy.
That's just a really, really sad place to be.
It is. Thank you, Greg. It is crazy. And that truly is what's going on. I remember when they were bringing back, what was the Movie Pass? Remember the company that I remember when the original CEO of MoviePass came back, and he was giving a presentation to the investors and everybody, but it was a public presentation. It was like it was so everybody could see the MoviePass was back, and they were going, well, this was such a disaster the first time. It's $20 a month for unlimited movies, and everybody just went to like $60 worth of movies. And then, so you were just losing $40 a month per person. This business model makes no sense. And he was like, don't worry, we figured it out this time. Yeah. And they said that the app is going to also include advertisements. And he goes, but this is good. And literally, this is a press conference that is also being shown to the potential users. And he said, what's great about these ads is not only are they curated for you, but we have a technology that if your eyes are not looking at the screen, the ad will pause. And I'm like, what? And he goes, no, it's good. That way, if you're looking at the ad and then you stop looking at it, the ad will stop until you look at it again. You must be staring at the ad.
It's sick.
In order for it to play through. Good news, am I right? And I was like, no, bad news, bad. Like it's Clockwork Orange. It's Alex sitting there with his eyes peeled open. So he's got to look at all this stuff.
There's plenty of websites that if you're watching an embedded video or whatever, an ad will play, and if you click over to another tab, it stops.
Right.
Well,
we'll wait.
Yeah, we'll wait for what are you doing?
Hey, we got all day.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah, you'll catch this ad when you get back to this page.
It's crazy, dude.
Yeah. But that's how these companies need to make their money now.
Yeah, but there's also something. It's not like they're doing it out of pure requirement. There's something very.
No, I'm starting to talk about two different things.
Exactly. Like there are companies that are just like, okay, we need to make ad revenue. Let's put ads on. And then there are other companies that are far more, and it's a lot of the ad companies and the ad technology where it's far more insidious. Where they're like, we can infect their lives. We can listen to everything that they say. We can change the way they think. So that they're addicted to this thing.
Yeah,
and that's where it gets like, okay, this is sick.
That's why I keep my Instagram algo completely fun, and I'll look at anything I need to look at politically or news on Twitter because I want Bodega Cats and Office outtakes on Instagram.
I will. There will be times on YouTube specifically where I'll go, okay, I need to spend the weekend working on my algo. I got to clean it up. I got to clean it up. Yeah, I'm getting fed all these insane videos. Like, I got to clean it up.
It went off the rails.
I went off the rails. And it happens. And there are times where I know that I'm doing it, where I'm sitting there, right? And something pops up and I go, if I click this, it's going to fuck up my algorithm. Really want to watch it. I got to see what he says. Click. And then boom. Now I got to spend the next 2 days.
You don't have like a browser where you're just like signed out and just like if you want to watch something on YouTube, you just watch it there?
I try to no, because I got YouTube Premium, so I don't get these ads. Okay, so I can't sign into a different account that doesn't have premium.
No, but you could go into like if you use like Safari, you can go into Chrome unsigned in and watch whatever and just deal with the fucking ad.
I'm not trying to get these ads.
All right, then have fun reorganizing your algorithm.
And then I got to do it.
You got to spend hours reorganizing your algorithm instead of a minute watching an ad.
But then the problem too is that I try to curate algos differently on my different YouTube accounts, like the Not Sam account, the Not Sam Wrestling account, Satisfied account. I try to curate the algos differently, except then I'll see a video on the Not Sam account. And I'm like, ooh, I want to watch that, but that fits the algo on the other page better. And I can't find the video on the other page. It's
Your
tough.
life sounds like hell.
It's hell. It's hell.
Oh. Yeah.
It's hell. It's hellacious.
And your dad's BTK.
And your dad's BTK.
And I'm sitting here. I'm trying to get through these ads. And my dad's BTK. What are you doing to me? Sorry. I forgot about your dad. Yeah. So, as much as it appears from the outside that it's a bed of roses for me, understand we all got our problems.
You don't have it as put together as I thought you did.
Exactly. My algo is fucked.
Hey, we don't really know what everybody else is going through, do we?
That's right.
No, you don't understand, guys.
I'm sorry, Sam.
You do not understand. I mean, think about it. The stuff that I send you, can you imagine the horrors that I must be going through? I'm sending Travis like I found another funny prank.
Oh, yeah.
I love my street pranks.
You love pranks, yeah.
I love street pranks. And I don't know if you heard about this one, but there's a new one where on TikTok and I try to keep my TikTok all pranks. I won't stop if it's not a prank. There's a new one where the guys are going up and flirting with people in like supermarkets and stuff, but it's guys going up to like old men and flirting with the dudes. Just to get the reaction.
That's funny.
Yeah. And a lot of times they'll pick like clearly socially awkward people, and they'll just start like heavy flirting with them just to get the reaction. Like, check this out.
I thought I smelled cutie patootie over here. I thought I smelled cutie patootie over here. You're cute, sir.
It's funny, right?
Well, what the heck are you doing walking around looking all cute and stuff?
Just looking around.
How about me and you get on this thing and head back to your place? How about me and you get on this thing and head back to your place? Whoa, I just ran into a very handsome guy.
Yeah? He's just staring.
Looking at the statues, huh? I think I might need one of you to put in my living room. 2 men of the same mile, lucky me.
Man, you crazy. They call me Diddy around here.
They call him Diddy. It does look like Tim Dillon.
Holy crap, is this guy single?
Yeah.
I thought I smelled cutie patootie over here. You're cute, sir.
Who are you?
You don't know me, but you can get to know me, sir.
Can you hit pause for a second?
I love this.
It's such a great prank, and I love that there's a second, and it's hard to judge sometimes, where the dudes will stop and stare at this guy. And it's almost like when they get clarification of exactly what's going on, they're standing still in the moment, and sometimes I'm like, they're thinking about fucking this guy up right now.
Yep.
And other times, I can't tell if they want to fuck the guy up, or if they want to be like, yeah, okay, what's up? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, I'm a little confused.
Yeah, like okay, we could, like, they've been thinking about it for a long time. They've never acted on this urge, but they've been thinking about it for a long time, and now they've been confronted in the Walmart.
And I hear like a southern accent, so it's like, yeah.
Right. And the dude goes up to everybody. The dude, like, this guy looks like he's in pretty good shape. He could probably fuck somebody up if he wanted to. Like, he'll go wheelchair, he'll go whoever, and just go, oh my God, a single guy like you? Yeah, check this out.
He does a lot.
Yeah, he's great.
Excuse me. I had a question about something. Can I get some help real quick?
Yeah.
Okay.
People at Walmart must know who he is.
They got to.
It was just on this one over here.
Going to a different aisle.
Excuse me.
Oh, this is great.
Excuse me. My friend just thought you were beautiful. He just wants to see if he can get your number.
Isn't that a great prank? This is great. I've seen him do this a million times. He'll do it at the gym. He'll go like, one of these treadmills isn't working, or could you help my brother out over here? And he'll just come over and he'll be, excuse me, my friend wanted your number.
This is the type of shit you do with your friends.
Yes, that's funny.
That's funny.
I wonder how he's recording it, because he obviously doesn't have his phone up.
No, he's got like, it's probably like a some kind of hat thing or something.
Yeah. That's great.
Isn't that a great prank?
Great.
Excuse me, my friend here wanted your number, and he's like, because what are you going to say? No, I don't. That's an insulting thing to say.
I don't know this guy.
Yeah.
He loves going to Walmart, I can say.
Loves Walmart.
Well, it's a highly populated store.
And Home Depot.
Yeah.
And the clientele is always great.
Great. So see, like in this area, I'm like, this is lately how I've been curating my algorithm.
Okay. I get that. That's a cool idea.
To get the fun man on the street pranks.
Yeah, it takes the edge off.
Yeah.
Yes.
I get that.
Excuse me, what's a fine looking dude like you walking through this?
Huh?
Excuse me, what did you say? I said, excuse me, what's a fine looking dude like you? I just repeat himself.
Sir, don't look right. Sir, you see me? I must say, I love what I'm seeing.
What are you doing?
You.
What are you talking about?
I'm not getting it.
Hey, I must say, I love what I'm seeing. I think you're cute.
Yeah, okay.
Come here. Can I get your number?
No.
What you mean?
Straight.
Hey, nobody has to know.
Maybe okay.
Hey, keep it between me and you.
No, I'm straight.
Huh?
I'm straight.
What?
Yeah, I ain't gonna talk too loud. Hell, I know you hear me.
Can you pause for a second? Sorry. No, it's all right. The guy is like a pretty big dude with a beard and tattoos and stuff like that. Like, he's just so funny. Yeah.
I love this guy.
I watch these all day. Whenever I see the caption, the thumbnail says "calling men cutie patooties," I'm like, yeah, I'd like to see where this goes. He's great. But I wish more people just did stuff like this. Harmless fun.
Have fun.
Harmless fun. You know? It makes me feel good. I'm just walking around, looking at my phone, chuckling. My wife understands I'm probably watching Walmart pranks again.
Cutie patooties.
Yeah, she's happy about it. It's going good. It brings him joy. It's a nice thing. You see, they finally did demolish Kingda Ka.
I saw.
It's a bummer.
Yeah,
it's a bummer. We would drive through Jersey. It was a landmark. You see this giant, incredible roller coaster. Kingda Ka was it was like a snake-shaped roller coaster. It was the highest ever, and the peak was so high that it really was a one-loop roller coaster. Like, the whole thing was just taking you up to an impossible height and then dropping you down very fast. And it's
sometimes you had to go backwards.
Yeah, sometimes it would roll backwards.
Yeah, you couldn't pick up enough momentum.
Those are the best because that was two rides.
There's two. Yeah, I was just gonna say there's two. There's Zumanjaro, which is the drop tower part of Kingda Ka, and then there's the coaster part on the outside. Do you know what I'm saying?
No.
You know, like a Tower of Terror.
Sure.
That also had that as well.
Inside?
So there's three long things. It was called Zumanjaro, so you could literally go up to the highest drop tower.
Oh my gosh.
Or do the coaster one where you would do the big. Woo.
No, I only knew about the coaster. I didn't know about the inside.
I rode the drop one 3 times in a row.
In a row?
Yeah.
Wow.
Never
once.
You
know I like repetition.
Never once.
Yep. I ran back around. We went back. It was right before closing. It was great.
If you like it, you like it.
Yes.
And so you didn't have to wait online too much?
No.
Wow.
No line at all.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Did you like that? Yep. Okay, I guess we got to go again. All right,
Come on, friends. We're doing it again.
You're just crossing your fingers. Oh, I hope she hated it. I hope she hated it. Nope. One more time.
I kind of want to do some other rides today.
Yeah. 3 times. And is it like a free fall drop, or was it? Why would they tear it down? It's 2 wonderful rides in one.
I think it was very, very expensive to maintain.
I would hope so.
Yeah. Like, that's the
Otherwise,
reason why.
people are going to die.
Mm-hmm. They'll replace it with something that's probably a carbon copy of something else, much cheaper to run and maintain.
But it's got to be spectacular.
Well, is it going to be as tall?
Well, yeah, they already said it's going to be like 3 different world records.
Oh.
I hope they're a world record for excitement. That's what I hope. This is Six Flags. This is what it is. Six Flags Great Adventure there in New Jersey, where Kingda Ka was king. But this is known for the thrill ride.
Yeah, it will be designed to break multiple records in terms of height, speed, and other elements.
All right. Did you ride the roller coaster part too?
Oh, yeah.
How many times?
Uncountable.
Okay, wow,
Yeah.
quite a few. You go to Six Flags a lot?
In high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been
it
a
was the
while,
spot.
but yeah, it was the spot.
Yeah. They still have the big wooden roller coaster there?
Yeah.
That's fun.
El Toro.
El
yeah.
Toro's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got a lot of good roller coasters.
I've gone on every single one. Like, they're great. The Joker. Do you know the Joker?
I can't do that one.
I was going to say, it's kind of like the rocking Ferris wheel,
yes.
but even crazier because it's not a Ferris wheel. It has like its own track.
It's nuts.
My
wife
it's kind
does
of
this
insane.
when we go,
Yeah,
and
it's insane.
Just crazy.
I don't really know how to describe it.
We're going to go nuts on this.
I feel like you need a video
Yeah,
where
I
it's
need,
like you could see what it looks like.
It doesn't make you queasy?
Nah.
It would make me queasy.
Wow.
Here, this might show you what it is.
Danielle's a real one, though.
See?
Oh, it spins as it goes?
so the whole thing spins, but you're also, going all these hills and hoops and things.
Like-
no.
Oh man, yeah, that's rough.
Would you do that, Troy,
Spinning
or
up
too
and
rough
down.
for you?
Not at my age.
Yeah, I would be worried I was going to spit up after this.
Well, you just don't eat before.
Yeah, I would try not to spit up.
No, that would fuck
No,
me
because
up.
if I go on an empty stomach, I still get nauseous.
Not empty.
Okay, what's
Some
the spread?
sustenance. Maybe like such a little trail mix, like at least like give yourself 30 minutes.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Before. Like I would never eat.
Like just lay a foundation.
Yes. You need food, but
it's-
nothing that could come back up.
Right. But it's just like a layer to the bottom of the belly.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't do the spinning thing because when I ride these incredible thrill rides, I get very tense and I clutch like this. And it's the only way I still enjoy it, obviously, but it's how I sort of maintain like, okay, I'm going to be okay. I like keep every muscle in my body as like so tense and so I'm staying still. And so once I start flipping around and stuff and I'm no longer, I can't do that anymore.
So you don't allow yourself to enjoy the ride?
I enjoy it, but I have to stay.
But you're as tense as you could possibly be.
Well, it's a tense ride. It's a tense opportunity. But yeah, that's why I like a traditional, you can stay tense in that roller coaster seat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like, you don't put your hands up like, woo!
Only on Big Thunder Mountain.
Yeah.
That I
Okay,
can
good.
handle.
Okay, good.
That I can handle. But yeah, I rode that like crazy one that they put in Hershey Park. It doesn't flip up. Yeah, the flipping and rotating as you go, no.
It's too much.
Too queasy.
Crazy
Too queasy.
contraption.
Too queasy.
What do you do with everything in your pockets?
Lockers.
Empty them in the locker, yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
there's always a phone falling.
Oh yeah. Or like somebody sneaks on in Crocs.
I like this, those. Sometimes they have like a net. Like
Super
when you go-
Duper Looper?
Yeah.
Is that what you did?
No, Candymonium.
Candymonium.
Yeah, Candymonium.
See, it kind of sounds like Pandemonium.
But it's candy themed. Yeah, Candymonium is sick. It was awesome.
All right, let's see.
Do you do like a Splash Mountain vibe?
I like Splash Mountain.
Oh, this is just like a
Arms up?
hypercoaster.
It's a hypercoaster.
I can get down with that.
I don't know what a hypercoaster is, but I'm 100. It felt hyper.
It's like a coaster, but more hyper.
Hyper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I stayed hyped the whole time I was on this
Okay.
thing. So, and I think I rode front car too, if I
You
remember
have to ride
correctly.
front car.
Yeah.
Or back. Back's always great.
Back's good too
Back's
because
fun.
you get the not the spin, the
More of like a whiplash.
yeah, the whiplash, yeah.
Plus, you're a real G if you like. No, I'll wait a little longer online to make sure I get the front seat. That's like a real one.
Can I get the front seat? And they're like, over there.
Yeah, and then there's another line to get on the front seat, and you're like, no, it's worth it.
But those are all the real ones.
Of course, because you're looking at J-Brones just jumping in the middle. Like, what, you got someplace to be? You can't wait a little longer for a better seat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this looks great.
It's
That
so,
looks
yeah.
fun.
And it ducks in. You can't really tell from this perspective, but it ducks in a little bit, so it's more than just, what would that be, like a 90-degree fall?
Yeah, almost. Yeah.
It's like it goes inside.
It's inverted.
It's an inverted fall.
Love that.
Oh, it doesn't loop though.
Are there any loops?
I don't see a loop.
No, I don't see a loop either.
I just feel ripped off when it doesn't loop.
You love a loop.
I love a good loop.
Okay. I'm not sure if there's a loop or not. It's more they're really marketing it on the steepness and the speed of it. It goes crazy fast, and yeah, you're going sideways, and it goes around like the whole park. You can see it from the parking lot.
That's cool.
It's fun. It's fun. This one I went with the family, but this one was just for dad.
Yeah.
Which those are then, and I like that vibe because then your kids think you're a tough guy. You know.
But that'll be fun when the kids are old enough to go on it with you, right?
Oh yeah. It's gonna be really fun.
And then they're like, Dad, why are you clutching so much?
Yeah. Why are you so tense? Why are you so tense?
Yeah. I thought you were the man.
I go, I am the man, son. This is how the man handles things.
Just don't move.
Don't move a muscle.
Why do you sound like a girl when you're on these, Dad?
Because I'm tense.
I'm so scared. Hey, I don't sound like that.
Yo, what's wrong with these armrests? No, those are my handprints that I put in them. Yeah, those are nail marks.
So rest in peace, King Dakar.
I can't believe King Dakar is gone.
That's a bummer.
Yeah. Yeah. Because that was another one that kind of inverted when it came down.
That was the best.
It was the best. It was why you go. And you would say that. When you're like, we're going to Six Flags. Oh, did you go to King Dakar?
Yeah, you have to.
When are they putting the new one up?
Next year.
I can't wait a year.
Well, because they're already releasing something else this year, so there's no rush.
Yeah. Well, there's a big empty space.
Yeah, but
lacking a King Dakar.
Everybody's going to be excited to ride.
They are. Oh, I forgot. You always go on the business's side.
You got to go to Dorney Park. They have a new roller coaster.
They do.
Iron Menace.
You're not going to that.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
I'll go during the day.
I'll tell you who the Menace was.
I'll go during the day on a school day.
Yes. Yeah. Iron Menace, more like a bunch of teenage menaces.
Iron Menace.
You wrote Iran Menace, which is also, Oh, is this where your feet are hanging?
Ooh, yeah. I love those.
I love that one.
Okay. Is this safe?
Those, man.
Oh, and is this a single, like you're not next to anybody?
No, you look like you're next to
I think you're next to like 4 people.
Oh, okay. Oh, maybe this person's just in the middle.
I see some jeans right here.
I see.
And the newest attraction at Dorney Park.
Oh, highest drop?
Here we go.
Oh, my God. Whoa. Oh, my God. God!
Oh, look, you hang.
They make you wait for it.
Yes. I can feel it, like watching the YouTube video.
Yeah, I would do this. Oh,
it goes
there's a loop.
Loop.
That's a loop.
Loop, my man. You guys know how to do it in Pennsylvania, huh?
That's right.
Wow. That's me on the ride.
That's one person.
That's me. They're like, Sam, I'm making a video. Oh, all the way upside down.
Yeah, I would do this.
That looks fun. I'm
For
gonna
sure.
have to do that.
That's a quick one. Jeez.
Oh, yeah.
Man, that's like 60 seconds.
You know what? They really have figured out, like, we want to get as many attractions as we can in here. So what if, like, the big attraction, we just put one insane thing on it and just made it literally last 25 seconds?
Yeah.
You know, and that way it'll be the smallest footprint. We can just get people through the entire day. And really, I mean, like you just said, Troy, you're like, let's go back to Dorney Park because they got this new thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of genius.
There's one next to it, too. You saw it when they dropped. It looks like a U, and you're sitting in the seats, and they use magnets, and it just shoots you. You go straight up, and you go all the way up, and then you kind of corkscrew.
Yeah.
And then you drop, and you go backwards, and you go... That one's pretty fun.
See, I don't know if I trust it because I would need to get to one of the ride attendants. I go, excuse me, sir, right here. These magnets, how do they work?
They'd be like,
Can't tell me, can you?
Yeah.
No idea.
It's a miracle.
Yeah.
I remember when I confronted the Insane Clown Posse and said, how do magnets work? Is that really a miracle? And then they threw it back to me. They said, well, can you tell me how they work? I said, no, I can't. They said, fucking exactly. I said, okay. All right. Maybe that's that then. All right, guys. That's it. We did it for the day. New episode of Satisfying is going up in just a few minutes on the Satisfying Podcast YouTube channel. The audio is already available on the SiriusXM app and everywhere else that you get podcasts. Nicole is back from Las Vegas. I don't know if you were following her Instagram, but she was in Las Vegas for what felt like months. It was a full week, but while she was there, she's like Danielle in the sense that she likes to do things multiple times. Nicole went to the Thunder from Down Under all-male review multiple times. I mean, it was the most basic bitch thing that you could possibly do. And she kept going back. She was she was very upset that she had left Las Vegas without ever cheating on her husband.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
You know what I mean? Like
Bummer for
she
her.
was like, I had this opportunity, I won't get it back, I didn't do it. So yeah, I caught Nicole like right after her Las Vegas hornballness. So we talked a lot about the fellas from the Thunder from Down Under. So if that sounds interesting to you, it'll be up on YouTube in a couple minutes. Go to the Satisfying Podcast page, and we will see you guys on Monday. Have a good one.
This has been Sam Roberts Show. If you missed anything or want to hear it all over again, check out Sam Roberts Show on the SXM app.